All right. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. My name is Dusty Slay, and I'm here with my renowned co-host, Brian Bates.
Okay.
Aaron Weber.
All right.
And special guest and best friend, Steven Rogers.
Hi. I didn't know. You guys used all of them. I didn't know what... the obvious one I didn't want to do.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, I felt like that wasn't mine to tell.
Nah,
That's
feel
a
free
solid,
to throw it in.
It was all solid.
People get mad that I do Dusty's. But
Yeah,
I still do it.
I want to
He's
start
done
off
it
good.
for so long that people are like, you're just doing this thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
No. I had to switch words.
What do you say?
I say okay because he started doing all right.
But
so I
just
had to
then, you
start
started
going,
off all right, so
yeah.
I go, okay.
Well, when I get to command in the beginning, I go.
Mm-hmm.
I take my word back.
Mm-hmm.
You keep trademarking routine phrases, dude. I'm not going to be able to say anything
Look,
anymore.
you're not allowed to wave. You're not allowed to say we're having a good time.
Look, dude, I can't put a hand behind my back. I can't wave. I can't do anything else.
You're like a little teapot when you do that.
I used to say "get her done" all the time.
Yeah. Before Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did. Just common, just common phrases. That's what I like to do. I like to take all the regular things.
Mhm. I heard you started saying "Have a nice day."
Yeah, I did. I actually told the first person that said we're having a nice day to say we're having a nice day. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, this is going to be a hot podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, Nate is in Europe.
Nate is in Europe,
Mm.
so they say, and
If Europe even
We're not
exists.
sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Yeah.
and we're all excited to be here. The Nashville Comedy Fest is going on. I'm wearing that last year's hat. Aaron has the updated version, 2025. We're very excited about it. It's in full swing as this podcast is coming out.
Yep.
There's a lot going on. A lot of big podcasts have been using this studio.
Yeah. And Steven Rogers, our guest, has a new special out on Nateland called Steven Rogers, Half of We.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Is it out? When's it come out, Steven?
It comes out this Friday.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
April 11th.
But get in there early.
Yeah.
But it'll
You
be
know
in
what I
full
Yeah.
swing.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a thing I say, though.
All right, can't say it anymore. You're taking all the bumper stickers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know any
Save
of them.
up.
Yeah, there we go.
Save up. Yeah.
So there's that. So tell us about the special. You taped it where?
I taped it at the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
Really fun club. Good time.
I've never been, but David Rodriguez, a friend of mine,
Very nice
Killer
guy.
comic.
Yes.
Really
very
nice
funny.
guy.
Yes.
Runs an amazing room.
Yes.
Any room that's created by comics or people that know comedy really well. It's one of those.
It's either the worst or it's great.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the good ones. It's a beautiful room. They have this stool that is from a chopped down tree. So it's this thick.
Oh, it's like a stump.
Yeah, it's like a stump stool.
I like that.
like a thick stool.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
love a
Giving
thick
Tree.
stool. Yeah.
You
I
ever
can't
read the
say that
Giv-
anymore.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
You ever read The Giving Tree? Remember that book?
Yes,
I know about it.
And then at the end, he's okay. Oh, all right.
I don't know it, so I don't get the joke.
This guy knows about a lot of books.
I think it's Shel Silverstein. I mean, this book has maybe 18 words total in it,
Yes.
Oh, maybe I have read it.
but it's about. You probably read it to your kids.
I bet you
mean,
didn't finish it.
You're like, there's more than 9?
Shel Silverstein's great, though.
Yeah, it's about a tree, and he just gives everything to this kid. He's like, take the apples from the tree, eat,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kid's like, I need shelter. He's like, take my leaves, and then he needs a boat, so he's like, cut me down and make a boat, and then at the end, he's just a stump.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And by now, the boy's an old man,
Yeah.
and he comes to the tree, and the tree says, "Well, I got somewhere for you to sit." So he just sits on the
Wow.
stump of this tree.
That's beautiful.
I don't
Kinda
think
like
the
my ex.
leaves are a good.
What'd you say?
I'm the giving tree with my ex. Gave her everything. Anyways, half a wee. It's out.
Listen, I I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you.
A lot happening with Nateland. A lot happening. We had the Ryman show last night that I did. It went great. I got a standing O.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Yep.
And
They
then
were
a
going
lot
to
of
the
them.
bathroom after your
Aaron
show.
hosted, and
No.
they still said more.
And a lot of them left after they're like, "Oh, he's done," and they
Yeah.
just left.
Yeah.
Wow.
They didn't want to see Ryan Hamilton. They didn't want to see Derek Stroop.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. We're
Yeah.
talking about a show that has happened as of this podcast.
Has yet to.
coming
Yeah.
out. Yes. Okay.
But okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got a standing ovation on Dusty's show Tuesday
Okay.
night.
Well,
so-
we all know that's not true. Let's get into the comments.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I took that too far.
Yeah, too far. I
Too
mean, come
far.
on. It's
Have
a
you ever
joke.
It
got
has
a
to have some grain of belief.
Have you ever got a standing of? I don't know if I've ever had a stand. I got a partial one at the Opry once,
That's
and by
awesome.
partial I mean like
People get up to leave.
you can't make. He already made the joke, Brian. Come on now, dude.
Oh, I
It was
missed
like
I'm sorry.
30. I say like 30 people stood up, and I was like, that
This
counts as
is
standing.
This
up.
is what I say about standing ovations. I feel
Overrated?
like
Please say
that
yes.
people that are getting a lot of standing ovations, they say, "All right, thank you, have a good night," and then they keep standing there.
Oh yeah.
That's the key.
See, I don't do that.
Right.
The moment I say, "Thank you, have a good night," I'm out of there. I'm
Yeah.
not looking. I don't want a standing ovation. I'm not trying to get them. Okay.
Yeah.
But people that get a lot of them,
Yeah.
they go, "Thank you," and then they just they bow and they just keep going and they go, "Oh, I've had such a great time. Thank you, Cleveland. Yes, yes."
When I get one, I'm going like, "Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Come
Thank
on.
you." Yeah. And then I peek out until they all get up.
I opened for a comedian who you've all heard of once, and they were talking about all the standing ovations that they'd been getting, and then it was exactly like you described. They just
Yeah.
stood up there and waited, and then they came back in the green room like another standing O. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, you stayed out there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
How long was
Yeah.
Nate up there? Come on, he's in Europe. Just tell us.
Yeah.
Well, I got a fake standing O, as I shared on this podcast.
Oh,
and then I
yeah.
got multiple fake standing O's after that, after sharing the story.
That's
Mhm.
great. The ones after are real.
In a way,
I just think laughter is enough. I've asked enough of the audience. They bought a ticket. They've come to the show. Now they're laughing at the jokes. Do they really have to stand up for me in the end?
Well, now at the beginning. Now they're gonna start standing up for you. That's fun.
All right.
Just
well,
you walking out.
I'll
really
accept.
cool.
I'll accept the coming out standing up.
That
but
one's
not
cooler.
the. Yeah.
Every now and then you'll see like a crazy pop in at the club, and that will get something like a.
That's
And you're
awesome.
like, well, this is awesome. Dude.
Yeah.
Mhm. Did you get a standing O in your special?
No. No, I don't think I've ever gotten anything close. The only thing I've gotten close to a standing ovation is when I come out as the opener for them to do the encore, and they're already standing for that. It happens with Brian all the time.
You do a lot of encores.
Brian Regan does an encore, so
Okay.
I'll come out and like so he can grab like water or whatever.
What does he do? Like his old jokes in the encore?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes people
The
yell
classics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the names of old jokes and stuff. But I'll come out and they'll be standing up there, and I'll be like, sometimes I'm standing there going, "This is the closest I'll get." So I'm gonna
Just
pretty
enjoy
nice.
it. Yeah.
You did a dry bar though, right?
Yeah.
Did you get one for that?
No. I told them ahead of time to stay seated, just
Wow.
to prevent it.
That's
from
the
happening.
humble professional thing to do.
I think they
Yeah.
deliberately told you that everybody gets standing ovations just to hurt your feelings.
Wait, is
No,
that
I
a
watched
thing?
it.
No, not everyone gets one.
They used to. I think I maybe stopped it.
It got watered down over time.
Yeah.
I did mine right in the pandemic.
Even the dry bar people were like, "All right, we can't keep standing there."
Yeah.
Brian's getting them.
I just went back out there after the show and stood and had them. I mean, seriously, I've shared that story.
They're like,
before,
"We're nice Mormon people here, but we can only take
Yeah.
so much."
but- yeah.
If you look close enough at my standing ovations, it's actually just me edited in at every seat,
Yeah,
standing
CGI'd
and
you.
clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What were y'all doing? What were y'all
Well,
doing
you know
this
what?
weekend?
This weekend,
Yeah.
I'll talk about last weekend too because I was gone. I went to Virginia Beach to the Funny Bone.
Mm.
Great shows, a lot of fun. Me and my buddy Derek Humphrey, a lot of fun. I got sick and just a regular cold. It
Okay.
was fine. I feel like every time you get sick, people think now that you have COVID, but it was nice because I feel like that's done in my life. And I got sick and I didn't have a fear of death. I just said, you know what? I have my throat hurts.
Yeah.
and then that passed. And then I felt like I had a fever one night, and then I took some mullein extract or mullein, depending on how you pronounce it, and it's supposed to help detox your lungs.
Okay.
Then I started coughing up a lot of stuff, and now I feel like I'm mostly well, and it feels good. I'm no longer contagious.
Yeah.
Did you take a COVID test?
I don't believe in contagion. No.
Well, then I knew the answer, but then you probably had COVID.
No. Yeah. I mean,
How can you prove you didn't?
listen, they're selling flu. They test now. It says flu and COVID test, proving they never knew the difference. They never knew the difference.
It doesn't tell you which one it is if it's positive.
They don't know.
Dusty doesn't even use a Q-tip on his ears.
They're like, I don't know. The machine's like, how do you feel?
I'm just glad I'm sitting on the opposite end.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel good about
This
it.
is the direction I'm going, though.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I asked for Steven to come on just to have some more.
That's right.
I get into stuff. I don't even know if I believe in the whole contagion thing anymore. I mean, I feel
Like
like
movie?
No, well, yeah. I mean, just in general, I don't know that I believe that if you're sick and you're hanging out with someone else, you can get them sick.
You don't believe that things are contagious?
I don't know if I believe it. I'm
Wow.
not saying I
You believe
don't.
in
But I'm
germs?
saying I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
What about when you're hanging out with someone that had the same thing that you feel later?
I don't know. I think it's
Coincidence, yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty's
So-
going the wrong direction.
Kid gets sick at school, comes home, the whole family gets sick. Coincidence?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to see it. These are hypotheticals.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're really real.
They're
There are things that happen a lot.
Yeah.
That's hypothetical.
Yeah. That's all right.
Because you're already living with that person,
Right.
so we're assuming the kid got sick at school,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
but maybe it was
It's
sick
in the house.
We're already.
It could be in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be your diet, your bad air in the house.
Okay.
You're showering in a lot of chlorinated water. Our water has all this.
That's okay.
Our water is simply everything that we do, everything that we use water for goes into this thing.
Mhm.
And then it goes into this water filtration plant. So all our water, our toilet water, our sink water, our dishwasher water, our washing
Rainwater?
machine, rainwater, it all goes to this thing. And then we filter it out and then put it back in, and now we're drinking that.
Man.
And that's gross.
Yeah.
And so that's probably
What if you
making
have a
us all
Brita?
sick. Well, I think Brita's, does something, but I think it's one of the weaker ones. What you want is like a Berkey.
Berkey.
That's
Well, how do you think you got sick this weekend other than being exposed to it at some point?
probably bodily abuse, travel, a lot of,
So your body just
my body's like, you need to take a break.
created a virus.
My body's like, you need to take a break. You need to detox a little bit. So I'm
Okay.
going to work some of these things
Just a
out.
message from your body.
Yeah. Your
All right.
body is saying, hey, enough is enough.
Right.
You're going to take a week off,
Mhm.
and I'm going to extract some of these things.
Yeah. That is fun to think about, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you picked up a disease, and that's how you got sick.
Not a disease, but
Yeah, not necessarily a disease, but you picked up something.
Stress is a big one too. You ever
Stress.
get
Oh.
just a random stress
But you
cold?
don't get
Who's-
stressed.
a virus.
I'm
Do you get
constant-
stressed?
I'm constantly stressed.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I believe that.
I can't imagine you pacing.
I don't handle it that way, I don't think.
Just
But
fetal
it
position
just
on the
is
ground?
in my stomach and in my shoulders.
Oh, okay. If you're talking
Yeah.
gut health.
That's where it all lives.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have two small kids, and I travel for work, and I got a lot of things going
Yeah.
on. I get stressed.
I believe it's I could see you getting stress sick a lot.
And people, I get emails for my ticket sales for upcoming shows, which is I don't need this.
No.
Yeah.
I don't need this info.
No.
Yeah.
And like I've already done radio.
Mm-hmm.
I do a pretty popular podcast. I'm doing other podcasts. I'm making Facebook posts. I'm paying a social media team.
Okay.
A lot goes on. There's nothing more I can do about the sales.
I see it
I don't
now.
see how he gets sick.
I told him to stop including the walkout potential on these advances. I don't need to see it.
I-
It's only making me feel bad.
I agree.
I was about to check a bag recently just so I could load my merch, and then they sent me the ticket count. I'm like, you know what? I'll do a carry on.
Yeah. I don't even need to go.
Yeah.
I don't need that much merch. 3 shirts.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You're wearing one of them.
And I should do a podcast with a guy that can't stop selling out shows no matter how big the venue gets.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
So you're like, okay, well,
He just added a 9th show at Madison Square Garden.
yeah. So it's like,
Are you serious?
Nah, I don't know. But I think he's doing a lot. I think he's doing 2 or 3.
Yeah.
so it's
yeah, I
like,
think 3.
well, you know.
Crazy. Fellas, April is here, but this ain't the time for fooling. It's the time to let those thighs breathe. Whether you're playing around the golf, doing yard work, or just running errands, Chubby's has you covered for all the good vibes that warm weather brings. Bright polos that demand attention? Check. Killer shorts that show off those beautiful thighs? Double check. Hitting up the pool or the beach? Their classic line swim collection has your new favorite chunk for all those sunny days. For everything non-water related, their original shorts provide that classic look with a fresh vibe and a modern fit. These are great shorts. They really are.
Yeah.
I got a pair. I wear them a lot. I'm planning on getting some more.
Wearing them right now.
And I can get them for a limited time. Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code. Use code NATE at chubbysshorts.com. Pair the original stretch shorts with Chubby's lineup of performance polos, and now you're cooking with peanut oil. With a soft, stretchy, and breathable fabric, these polos are built to kick back, turn up, chill out, party down, and some fifth direction-based descriptor. That's pretty funny.
It is.
That's
funny.
good writing.
It is good.
I have been wearing the original stretch shorts. They fit me great. I don't know about that, but they went with I went with the 5.5 inch length. I got
short,
some.
huh?
I got some growing in to do.
It's 5.5 short or long? Is that a
It's
lot?
shorter than you'd think, but
Yeah.
once you wear it, you're like, how am I not wearing anything other than this?
Mhm.
It's nice. It feels good. Whether you're getting dressed for the workday, a workout, a weekend getaway, Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code NATE at chubbysshorts.com. That's code NATE at chubbysshorts.com. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubby's. Where were you
Yeah,
this
I'm
weekend,
doing-
though?
this weekend, I did the Grand Ole Opry 2 times. I was at home,
Okay.
but I did 2 sets at the Grand Ole Opry.
Ticket sales good?
They were very good this
Mhm.
weekend. Had nothing to do with me because the Opry, I love them and I think they love me, but they never put me on the sign out there, and so I didn't have
Have
anything.
you never been on the sign?
I was on the sign once, but I asked about it. And, they put me on the sign.
He was getting stressed.
Mm.
the Brian's first time they put him on the sign.
I know it was the first time, but I've
I
been
think
on
it
there.
was.
I've been on
No.
the sign too.
Yeah.
I haven't done it. They put me up.
As I was
Wait.
leaving the Opry, I saw John Christus on the sign for his coming up show.
Wow, John's great.
Yeah. So,
I saw a picture of you at the Opry.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that. I don't know. You just mentioned showing it on there, but I wanted to demonstrate my face gets red. Okay. We
Yeah.
all know that my face is probably red right now.
Did you post this on Instagram, this picture?
Yeah.
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 That
It
we're
gets-
talking about?
Yeah. It gets red, but it's my latest post there.
I can tell you the internet at Zany's is
Yeah.
atrocious.
But I wanted to, because, we had that video.
Whoa.
Look at this though.
Wow.
See, on the screen versus my body down here. See, it looks like I'm on the face of the sun.
I don't
up
know if
top.
I see. I think this is one of those optical illusions where it's actually the same color.
I thought it was a Cheetos ad.
No, it's not the same color.
I mean, I don't think it's as drastic as you'd
It's
like it to
pretty
be.
drastic.
I mean, you
though.
look pretty red. You're talking about the bottom, right, where you look really red?
Oh, okay. This is another stress for me.
Yeah.
But look at that. I mean, you can see a stark difference.
I like that there's like maybe a half-second delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have guessed his hand's going down, but it's apparently going up.
Caught
Yeah.
you mid-wave. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you saying, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be safe. I don't know.
So, but that was good. They were fun shows. I love the Opry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
Opry's great.
I love
It is
doing
awesome.
the Opry. I had hot shows.
Had the family come out.
That's awesome.
They have to sit on the stage there for a
Yeah,
little
you
bit of
don't
it.
have to, but you get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's my
awesome.
daughter pointing to me.
Oh, that's
Wow,
awesome.
That's unbelievable.
See, I'm out there. You can see me out
Yeah.
there.
Her face was red
She's
too.
going, Dad's bombing.
Yeah.
That's great.
That was good.
That's
great,
awesome.
man.
That was a good time.
What about you, Brian? What'd you get into?
You skipping yourself?
Well, don't we usually go?
Yeah, but he
this
started
way?
it. So, all right.
Yeah,
I'll-
but he's running the.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But he should have asked me.
If you don't want to
before-
talk about your weekend, you don't have to.
We'll pass it to the left here. Pass it to the left.
He shouldn't have even brought up his. That's what I'm saying. It starts
I
here
know,
and it
but
goes this way.
This is just what he does. You
Yeah.
got to just deal with it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm running the podcast today.
He is.
You know, the Nashville
When I
Comedy
run
Festival.
it, I do whatever I want to do.
Shut up, Dusty. The Nashville Comedy Festival is going on
Yes,
this
sir.
week, and
In full swing, some might say.
yeah, and I get frustrated with all the industry types, hanging out.
Why? They're great.
backstage. So I decided to do a show in Columbia, Tennessee, at the Packard Playhouse,
Yes.
just to get away from it all.
For the
Yeah.
people.
For
Yeah.
the people, for the
Yeah.
real
Right.
people out there.
Right.
Get away from the festival.
think that's
for a
smart.
night. And as you guys know, there's been like tornado threats every day the last week, I feel like.
Yeah.
Flash floods.
I was texting both of you guys in the middle of the night the other night, but
I got 14 texts in 2 days about a flash flood. It's like, take it easy, guys.
Not all from Brian, from other people.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, from the National
news.
Weather Service.
From the,
Oh,
Oh, you
yeah,
got it
yeah.
from the news?
yeah.
No, not the news, probably Metro government,
Yeah,
right?
Mount Juliet police will text us every now and then.
Yeah.
That is true.
Anyway, I'm supposed to head down. A tornado Saturday afternoon around 5:00. Tornado
Yeah.
warning comes right through Nashville, and it was pouring down the whole way down there. I'm like, why did I agree to take this stupid show? Nobody's going to be there. And I get there, and it was sold out.
Oh,
Packed out. Great show. A lot of
because it was a shelter.
yeah.
The giving tree.
People from off the street were coming in there just for safety. I'm doing stand up. They're like, I'd rather risk the storm. No, it was a great show. A
That's
lot of
awesome.
folks came and just had a great time. So thanks for everybody who came.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
All right, Steven, you're up.
This past weekend I opened for Brian Regan in Charleston, Norfolk, and Charlestown, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
That's where the camp town.
So not Charleston, South Carolina?
Charleston, South Carolina, then
Oh.
Norfolk,
Oh,
and
okay.
then Charlestown.
Where in Charleston, South Carolina?
At the music hall.
Okay.
yeah.
That's okay. You meet Charles Carmody?
I don't know.
Yes, guys. When you guys are meeting Charles? Come on.
Dusty gets real specific. On it.
Yeah.
It was a name I've never heard in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you saying
Charleston.
I know that. In
Oh.
West Virginia, there's a Charleston and a Charlestown.
Apparently there's a Charleston, West Virginia, and a Charlestown, West
And
Virginia.
you were in Charlestown.
I was in Charlestown,
Not the capital of West Virginia.
not the capital of
Okay.
West Virginia. This is where a camp. What's the horse track? It's in the Camptown. Ladies sing this song.
Camptown
Dude-
races.
Oh,
Yeah,
talking
Camptown. Yeah.
Doodah, doodah.
Doodah, doodah. You know that one.
This Charlestown,
Oh,
two
Doodah
words.
Day.
Charles
Charlestown.
space town.
Yeah,
West Virginia. Population 6,500, dude.
yeah.
Wow.
He had the whole town at the show.
Pretty much.
Whole
You
town
probably
was
had a
at the
third
show.
of the town. At
The whole
the show.
town was at the show. Yeah, really fun shows. I had my hotel room was facing the racetrack, so I just watched horses race all day.
Wow.
It was great.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man.
Living the life.
How did
Yeah.
they get Brian Regan?
It's a great question. It was easy to get me. I don't
I do
know.
like that was the question, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but really fun. Good shows, and went to this really great steakhouse place in Charleston, South Carolina. And at one point, you ever been to one of those steakhouses where like the service is it's like its own show?
Oh yeah.
They came out with like the meat, like they show you what it's
Wow.
gonna look like.
Was it called
Cuts.
Oak?
It was no, I think it was all beef.
No,
The name of it.
The restaurant.
Oh,
Was your meat oak?
Longhorn. What was it called?
Did it have a little barky taste to it?
They had an onion that like
Yeah.
bloomed. It was crazy.
You don't remember any of the names of any of these places.
I have it in my phone, but
That's
I don't
okay.
remember it. It's the big one. And,
Charles Grill.
Charles Grill and seafood. I think it's Hall's or Paul's.
oh, Hall's Steakhouse. Yeah.
Hall's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
We're talking about white gloves, like that fancy of a place.
Oh,
It's a very
yeah,
nice
whoa.
place.
It's
Very
It's
nice.
yeah.
And then at
I've
one
never
point,
been.
they all come at once when like your entrees are ready. They all come as a team. Like
Hall's Chop House. I think
Hall's
is
Chop House.
Yeah.
Well, it's slowly going to get longer.
Yeah.
But they all come at once and serve you all at once, like
Wow.
Navy SEALs.
They place
team.
the plate over your left, to your left. They
Yep.
come in from the left.
Yeah.
When I worked at the country club, that was one of the things that ingrained in us.
And Brian's sitting next to me where you are, and Brian looks at me. He goes, "They have a team."
You should tell him what you used to do at the country club when you worked there.
I was the buffet guy.
What about with the fries?
Oh no, that was at the nursing home.
Oh, okay,
It's even worse.
Wait, I want to pretend it's at a country club.
okay.
Well, I would eat.
One of my favorite stories.
After school. In high school, I worked at I had to volunteer like 80 hours at this nursing home, and I would.
Did you get DUI?
I would do.
I don't think I knew that part. Community service.
My high school, you had to have 80 service hours to go to the next grade to graduate. So
that's what they told you.
Mm-hmm. So me and a couple other guys from the high school, we worked at a nursing home, and I would. You help out how you can. I would do dishes.
Okay.
And it was after school. I was hungry. I would eat food off the plate all the time. And
plates that people bring back to the back.
Yeah, that the nursing home residents are eating. And every now, like French fries, you just go, obviously, I'm going to grab a French fry.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was eating a French fry, and a nurse walked in and goes, "Oh, honey, no." And I said, "What's wrong?" And she says, "Some of our residents will suck the salt off the French fry." And put it back on the plate. And I'd eaten maybe 500 French fries.
Oh my God.
So I stopped eating those.
He cut back at least.
Oh my God.
You see why it needs to be at a nursing home and not a country club? It's much different. It's much different.
How'd you hit him today?
No, dude, we would get dudes, the gentleman's card room downstairs where all these old men would play golf, and then they go and they get a steak.
Yeah.
And they would eat the whole steak and then send it back and say it was cooked wrong.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the stuff that was said about these guys in the kitchen was so great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, "Oh, he always does that," And then
does he get anything for doing that? Like he gets money back?
You void it off their account.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you go, "Well, you ate the whole thing."
That happened this is much smaller scale, but I worked at a grocery store. I worked at the service desk, and people would return food, said they didn't like it, but they'd give me an empty wrapper to scan it to return their money. I'm like, "Well, you ate it all. When did you realize you didn't like it?" It's like you made a mistake.
And you also shouldn't get money back just because you didn't like it.
No, you should
like,
not.
Was it not good, or did you not like it?
I don't give audiences money back.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, there's preference.
Mm-hmm.
You can not like it.
Right.
But was it not good?
Exactly. It's two separate things.
I did a weekend at the Huntsville Club where all weekend they advertised it as your laugh or your money back.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was me. Dale Jones was the headliner, and I hosted. You talk about pressure, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, even if Dale Jones does great, which he will, they could be like, well, the host stunk.
Yeah.
I want my money back. We did not get a single person request their money back.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow.
It's pretty great.
Look at this disclaimer at the bottom of the screen for the show I'm about to do.
Give this context, Brian, for people listening. This is for the Ben Theater in
this is
Wisconsin.
coming up April 26th at the Ben Theater.
It's a great theater. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
And then I see them post this.
Wow.
And then I'm like, oh, what's that at the bottom with the asterisk? Comedy disclaimer, comedy is subjective. All ticket sales are final. This show will have 2 feature openers before the headlining comedian. They're like, don't try to get your money back, dude.
Okay, we got to get out ahead of this one, boys.
They're like, we've seen the tape.
Yeah.
And
that should be the name of a tour.
yeah.
That's
Comedy
great.
subjective.
Yeah.
The all ticket sales are final tour. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Aaron?
I was off this weekend, but I filled in real quick Mark Norman at the Ryman. I got to open for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
It was
So
great,
this was
dude.
Mark Norman.
All right. Hey.
Got it.
So, nice fill-in, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it just worked out. I was in town. I know Mark a little bit, but I got to go down there and.
That's the hard thing about being booked all the time, You never get any of those fill-in spots.
I know.
Yeah, they reached out to me and Dusty.
Yeah.
I was at the Packard Playhouse.
On Thursday?
No.
Yeah, safe.
I was open Thursday, too.
Well, I was supposed to
But I
do
was sick
some.
still.
I was supposed to do something on CNN this weekend. They canceled on me.
Oh, yeah?
It's supposed to be on CNN.
What are you going to do?
I don't know what.
weather.
I honestly
You're
could
the
not
victim
tell
of a crime?
No, they have a show, like a panel show on CNN.
Oh.
Anyway, it fell through. So I was in town and I got to open for Mark. Fiona Cawley, who's a National Comic, she did the show too. It's great, dude. That's like a perfect venue.
It's
The
really
Ryman
nice.
is-
I love it.
Yeah.
Were you going to go to Atlanta to do the CNN show?
New York City.
Oh, wow. Excuse me. Wow.
Yeah, the real CNN, dude.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, isn't it headquartered in Atlanta?
I thought so.
I couldn't tell you. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I got to do that, and that's been pretty much it. Just been kicking it here at home, man. Excited to get into it. Get into these comments. What do you think?
I'm pumped.
Oh, can I mention one more thing?
No.
Well, two more things. You want to do the news?
I don't. Nah, you go ahead and do the news.
They're
really-
sick of it. but
I
yeah.
really like friends that go after each other, and
They're not friends.
I can't wait
No.
to have some one day.
Yeah.
No. Keep open. All right. See what my shirt here?
Oh yeah.
The
Grassland.
Nateland merch has dropped. Now available at natebargatze.com. Just click shop at the top.
Turfland.
This this awesome hoodie and a fun golf shirt. I don't have the golf shirt.
We
but
got
there
the
it
golf
is.
shirt
Oh wow!
pulled up right there. The Nate Bargatze Golf Club.
Nice.
Yeah. There's
About
Nate
time.
there on the card. I think that's Nate.
Yeah, it is.
Other items will be getting dropped, so make sure to check that out. There's
He
a
had a
Nateland.
mustache.
He's just got kind of a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
And he does have a mustache a little bit sometimes.
So it's not a good shirt, but no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Nah, it's a good looking shirt.
yeah.
It looks good.
And the Nateland hat right down here.
How about
So
that?
I
That's
guess
great.
all that'll be coming.
You get your merch.
Nateland. We have 2 other great podcasts. The Consumers every Tuesday. Don't Make Me Come Back There every Thursday. I did both of those last week.
Oh,
Great,
did you?
great pods.
Yeah, great pods. Mono episode. Who knows when it'll be out? But 2 fun podcasts. And
Oh boy. Brian's pulling something out from under the table. Look at that.
Whoa!
can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Uh,
Describe it for the listening audience.
well, I can't see it, so
It's bedazzled.
It looks like bedazzled.
the one person
Yeah.
can't see it.
picture of the Nateland podcast. It's got our pictures on there. Did a very good job.
Yeah, made with beads.
Made with I don't know what it's made out
So
of.
that
but-
all right. This is from Erica and Kathy Kestner.
Oh, nice.
Kestners.
Yeah, the Kestners, and they're huge Nateland fans. They've seen us all in Columbus,
Oh wow!
and she said our show has been blessings in our lives. Much laughter shared with the family. This is a hobby of hers, diamond art.
Oh,
that's
She
so
had this
cool.
diamond
custom
art.
design to
Whoa.
do for us, and she hopes we enjoy
break
it.
that thing open. Let's split those diamonds.
That's right.
Nate'll never know.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That really, I mean, we got to hang that up in here. Let's take down that Stephen Rogers.
Yeah.
thing.
No,
We'll
no,
hang
no.
that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
could- There's other stuff you could take down. You know.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
the
take it down.
Washington sketch is played out by this point. Like we get it. Yeah, it's like the thing isn't what it is. Really great premise for a sketch.
We get it. We get it.
You know.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you for that, the Kestners. It's really cool.
The Kestners.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Okay, let's get into some comments.
All
huh?
right.
Okay.
Comments come from Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast reviews, and Nateland at natebargatze.com.
Yeah, most of them come from YouTube and Nateland at natebargatze.com.
Okay. Dr. Jason Hunnell.
Here we go.
Aaron feeling exhausted from 6 shows in one weekend makes scientific sense.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm a neurologist.
Finally.
30 minutes of public speaking can be as mentally exhausting as an 8-hour workday.
Wow.
Whoa.
And I do an hour 20
Oh
sometimes.
my God. Yeah. You work a 40-hour workday.
Public speaking demands significant cognitive resources, including language processing, emotional regulation, and quick decision making. The mental fatigue that follows is similar to the exhaustion from a full workday.
How about
That is
that?
huge. I
Thank
had no
you.
idea.
Do you like
Dr.
how I
Hunnell.
read that one? Do you guys like how I read that one?
You read it
Like a
like
doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. With a hint of condescension.
Yeah,
But you
you
know
started
what?
off sarcastic, and you're like, I kind of agree with
You
this
know
guy.
what, though? You're right about it. When this guy started off and he said, makes scientific sense, I wanted to throw the papers in the air.
Yeah.
But as he went on, I go, you know what? This guy's making sense now.
Yeah.
This is a doctor I can get on board with.
This is something I would want hanging in like my room and point to if anyone were like, "You're not. What's with you today?" And you just point at that.
Yeah.
I mean-
I'm doing emotional regulation.
Yeah, look
today.
at this.
Think about this, though. Think about this. if you do 6 1-hour shows,
Okay.
let's say 5, make it easy.
Yeah.
1-hour shows, and each 30 minutes is an 8-hour workday.
Yeah, so that's 80-hour.
It's 10
That's
days.
2 weeks
Right?
that you worked in a weekend.
Yeah.
But it is wild though. After a show, like thinking about meet and greets, it's like sometimes I come off stage and I'm just like, I am so tired,
Mhm.
and it doesn't make sense that I'm so tired. But
Mhm.
but for sure, like you do it an hour 20 sometimes, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
With the meet and greet being its own second show in a way. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're nonstop talking for
Yeah.
the whole. They're fun to do, but it is another.
It can
show.
be more work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Missing out on a show that everyone is talking about isn't an option for me.
Mhm.
I'm constantly signing up for this streaming service or that one. And then a few months later, I realize I've still been paying for the streaming service long after I finished the show. Getting Rocket Money was a game changer for me. They'll find your unwanted subscriptions and even help you cancel them, so you never have to worry about them slipping through the cracks.
Mhm.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts, creates a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Get alerts if bills increase in price, there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget. The new goals feature automatically saves money for you, so you don't have to think about it. Pay off credit card debt, put away money for a house, or just build your savings. Rocket Money makes it easy. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Fast like a rocket. Go to rocketmoney.com/Nate today. I think it's just Nate. Go to rocketmoney.com/Nate today.
There you go.
That's rocketmoney.com/Nate. Rocketmoney.com/Nate today or tomorrow, whatever day you want to do it.
But better today.
Better today. Better today. Do not put off till tomorrow what could be done today.
Early bird gets the
The
Rocket Money.
Rocket Money, and the second mouse also gets the Rocket Money. All right. Sean Nielsen.
Ooh, Nielsen.
Last
Yeah.
week we talked about baseball, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad I missed that one.
That's why we did it.
The biggest barrier to baseball retaining its crown.
I was so curious how you were going to address the slash there, and you just ignored it.
The biggest barrier to baseball retaining its crown as America's pastime is TV availability. Only the big teams are usually on ESPN or Fox or, whatever. And even if you buy a season ticket on MLB TV or something, games can still be blacked out. It's a real chore to watch baseball. I'm going to have to agree with this. My dad was up. I got rid of cable. My dad came up. My dad's a huge Braves fan. And I was like, I'm going to find you the Braves. I'll be able to find you the Braves.
No.
And I downloaded all of I was getting different apps, this app, then this app, then this app. And you could not get the Braves. On all the apps, it would even show the Braves game and it would be blocked off.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And it's like, come on, guys, let us watch the game.
Yes.
It's 182 of these things.
It is crazy.
62,
In Nashville,
62.
we're blacked out from the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves, which is so frustrating. They do have, you can get FanDuel Sports Network. You can watch Braves games now, but that's another subscription fee. It's another add-on that you have to do. It's like $20 a month to watch it, but you can get the Braves games now. But it is incredibly frustrating. You go, imagine if Steven's special coming out this week, he was like, well, you have to be in the Seattle area to watch it.
Right.
Otherwise, you have to
And
come
you don't.
see him live. Yeah, you can watch it anywhere.
Yeah. April 11th.
I'm gonna try to tie every comment into your special, Steven.
Wouldn't it be great if each team had its own app?
It
I
would
guess
be
not.
great. It would be great, actually. I think it would be great.
Or maybe just the MLB should have an app like they do, and you can watch every game on it.
Right. But obviously that's not
I assumed every team did have their
something
own
they're
app.
going to do.
I could not
They might
find
have their
Braves
own.
games. I mean, it was like, I was like,
It's
"Ah,
not easy."
I can do this.
I'll show
I
you how to
can
set it up.
do
I mean, this has been a crusade of mine for a while, so
Yeah.
I can.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
All right. Anna Harvey. I can't believe you talked about baseball movies without mentioning
Oh, wow.
Angels in the Outfield or Sandlot.
Really?
I don't even know how baseball works, but I know
That's from the heart.
but I know those movies are essential to baseball movie conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, great episode.
Yeah.
I'm with Anna.
I thought I mentioned the Sandlot.
Oh, you did?
We might have talked about it
I think I maybe said
a little
you
bit.
play like a girl or something.
Yeah, you play ball like a girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about
Indirectly.
Sandlot several times.
And they
on
did the
here.
Sandlot 2 that had girls on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do
I didn't know there
like
was a
baseball
sequel.
movies.
Yeah.
I
What's
think
your
was
favorite?
I don't know. I mean, like, Kevin Costner has 3 movies.
Yeah.
And one of them is where he throws the perfect game.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Major League
Major
is
League's
my
great.
favorite comedy
Yeah.
baseball movie.
Major League Rules.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year was a really good one.
Rookie of the Year is fun. The Rookie. You ever watch The Rookie
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
with Dennis Quaid?
I don't think so. I like Dennis
Actually,
Quaid, though.
it's actually a good movie.
Okay.
You think it's gonna? I watched it recently. I thought it was gonna be like a kids movie where
Yeah.
I go, it's kind of fun to revisit, but it stands alone. It's a good movie in and of itself. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's my opinion.
I haven't seen it.
There was a scene in. You ever
Just
see
throwing it out.
trailers for movies and they'll have a funny scene and then it's not in the actual money
Yes.
movie? Major League, which came out when I think I was a senior in high school.
Uh-huh.
There was a scene where somebody hits a home run off, I think, Charlie Sheen. And then I think the catcher, Tom Berenger's character, says, that ball wouldn't have been out of some parks. And he's like, name one. He says, Yellowstone. And,
It's a good joke.
as kids,
It's a
we
good-
thought that's the funniest thing ever.
It's
And then
a
you'll see
great
the movie
joke.
and it's not in the movie.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a great joke.
Yeah.
I never seen that joke. I didn't see the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is you watch the trailer and it shows basically the whole movie, and you're like, I don't need to even watch the
Yeah.
movie anymore.
Yes.
See that too.
There used to be a lot more of that. There
Major-
used to be, the inner world.
Mhm.
where that-
Oh, I missed that.
they
so
haven't
much.
done that in forever. I can't
Yeah.
remember the last time I saw a
Pablo
trailer
Francisco
like that.
ruined that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Little tortilla boy.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
really good.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, he's good.
Aaron Francisco. That's what they call me.
Mike Sellers. Mike Sellers seems like a relief pitcher. Mike
Mhm.
Sellers.
Yeah, left-handed.
Bring in Sellers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Dusty.
After pitchers have made 2 pickoff attempts, they are still allowed to make a 3rd attempt. But that 3rd attempt must successfully get the runner out or he automatically advances to second base. But this option to throw a 3rd time does keep the runner from taking as large of a lead as he wants after 2 unsuccessful pickoff attempts.
Let's get it out. We talked about this last week, and I did not know that. Henry said, well, after 2 pickoff attempts, you can get as far as you want. And I said, yeah. In the moment, I thought that seems crazy, but I'm glad to know this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you probably did know that, didn't you, Aaron?
I don't know if I could have worded it that exact. You don't see that happen that often.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd thought about it.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. Mike Sellers, obviously knows a lot about baseball. He very well may be a player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was very informational. I had no idea.
Oh, we got a comedian in the next comment.
Brian Hamilton. Oh, yeah.
From Bridaho.
Brappy face.
Talking about using robots for balls and strikes and okay.
You gave it all for the first part of that
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah.
And you realize you have a whole
Yeah.
other part
You would have
of
thought
it.
that would have been bolded and underlined on our.
Balance it out, Dusty.
It's not in caps.
Talking about using robots for balls and strikes and all of you agreeing against it was surprising.
Agreeing against it.
That's
It's
confusing.
an interesting word.
You got to admit that's confusing.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to look at game-changing blown calls. While umps might be better all around calling balls and strikes, I believe those game-changing calls are still wildly abundant. This guy worked hard on that comment.
Yeah, he sure did, dude. He probably, somebody in his life, he goes, hey, you mind reading through this real quick? I'm not sure it's saying what I want it to say.
I don't think when I have umps here that he's going to really hit it, right? He won't hit it.
I want him to really land on umps, give it a beat.
Well, umps. I like that.
What's the worst call, Aaron, in baseball history?
It's got to be James Joyce. It's the name of the ump. Calling the batter safe at first for Galarraga's perfect game. It's crazy.
Last out of the game.
Wow.
You guys don't a perfect game. The last out, it would have been a perfect game, which is so rare. And he called him safe, and then it was the most if you look at it, it's the most obvious out of all time.
Wow.
The ump felt so bad about it. He cried.
Mhm.
Wow.
And the next game, they had a moment of like forgiveness between the two of them at home plate. And
that's cool.
It ended up being
No,
kind
I
of a
don't like
nice moment. Well, he felt horrible because he robbed this kid of a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, but in that you don't get to just feel bad about that. You robbed him of once in a lifetime thing.
Well,
what else could he have done?
You lean
Get arrested?
you lean to out. I say you lean to out. You don't make the call too quick, and you lean to out. If the stakes are, I'm blowing this guy's perfect game, or this guy on a team that couldn't get a hit the whole game gets a hit.
Here's
now.
the play right here. Standing of it. Here's the routine play. He's at first.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, see
Called
that
him
guy.
safe.
Wow.
Look at the pitcher's reaction. He's like, "You got to be kidding me, dude." That was one out away from.
You just got to go. You got to go out. You better off being wrong in that than It's like you just ought to retire.
Wow.
Can they not switch it right here?
This is before there was any kind of replay.
Now they
system.
could, right?
So now they could challenge it, and this would get overturned.
Yeah, that's the best argument for doing it.
I mean, he's so out. He's so out, and he's got pretty great view of it right there.
Yeah.
The fact that I even remember the ump's name is crazy. That's how big of a thing. That's the biggest story I can remember of a blown call.
Well, in Don Dinkinger in the World Series.
That makes me
bad
upset.
call.
I don't know if I can keep doing the.
Why
podcast.
don't you like the Why don't you like the moment of forgiveness?
Yeah.
Well, because you just ruined this guy's this guy now would have gotten to say, I threw a perfect game one time.
Right.
Instead he can't. And he goes, I almost had a perfect game, but this guy that I had to forgive the next day ruined.
Yeah.
Here's the moment. We got the ump right here getting emotional. The crowd's booing him, but then the pitcher comes out, delivers the lineup card, and they have a moment.
I mean, I like that this guy forgave him.
Yeah, he's a bigger man than you are.
Wow.
But no, that guy should. It's just like in that moment, you got to be better than that. You got to be like,
sure.
I don't think anybody's.
You take a minute and you go, am I about to ruin a perfect game on a close call? Let me just call him out.
But you can't take a minute. You got to make. He just made the wrong call, and he agrees with you it was a mistake.
Call him out. Just call him out.
Yeah, I think he agrees that he should have done that.
Just call him out.
He just made.
That's unbelievable. I wish I did not even know that happened.
Yeah.
My life would be better off not knowing that happened.
But let me
that.
counter this. Interesting thing to think about. if this guy Galarraga had thrown a perfect game, this is in 2010.
Great
he had
name.
thrown a perfect game. I don't know if I would have remembered that, but I remember this, and I remember him.
It's a good point, Aaron.
And now he's in this great example of sportsmanship
Yeah.
and forgiveness, and in a way that could be more meaningful than a perfect game.
I mean, for you,
It's not actually for me, but
for
I'm
the
trying
pitcher,
to.
but for the pitcher,
The pitcher would like that perfect game. For
yeah,
sure.
and the ump would like to not have that on his record. Too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They go, "Were you a good ump?" His grandkids like, "Were you a good umpire?"
Don't Google me.
Yeah, for the most part. But I made, maybe one of the worst calls. I made what Aaron Weber considers the worst blown call of all time.
That is true. That's true. But
Yeah, he feels all
I
that
like
right
this
there.
moment.
I
I
do
like this
too.
moment.
When people hear my name, they have reactions.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's
I'm
the
a
only
notable ump.
umpire anybody knows their name.
Yeah, he might be.
Jeez, that's sad.
Oh, there's older him,
Oh yeah. I mean, reflecting on
and
it.
you can tell he's over it.
He's still crying about it.
Yeah.
He should be.
Man,
I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
yeah. Just another nice day to listen to Nateland.
I love those guys.
Now listen,
I finally put all that behind me.
We're having a good time.
I'm all about forgiveness and stuff like that, but I just think in this moment, you're standing there.
Except in baseball.
You're the umpire. You're one batter away from what's this guy's perfect game.
Mhm.
And then the call is close. You know the call's close.
Yeah.
You just go out. You go out.
And there have been 24 perfect
Wow.
games in the history of Major League Baseball. It is incredibly rare.
You just go out.
Yeah.
You go out.
Okay.
That's a shame. I bet that guy.
I didn't mean to ruin your day,
Nah,
too.
it's fine, but it's just
You need to set the rest of this out.
I hate the whole in sports. I hate bad calls.
You'd rather robots just control us.
Yes, in sports. Yeah,
And in life. That's how it starts.
I'd like the robots to just play the sports and be the umpires.
Okay.
Joystick controller.
Yeah. Yeah, just run simulations of these games. We don't
Yeah.
need to see humans do it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Austin Adams. One of my favorite Nateland Easter eggs is that Aaron had a "We're having a good time" sticker on his old laptop early on in the pod. It was there all the way up until Dusty's first guest appearance.
Yeah. You notice as I got to know Dusty more, that sticker is gone.
Yeah.
But I was repping early days.
Well, you were, you no longer needed it once I was on the podcast.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can't have, I mean, we already got so much Dusty stuff here in the studio.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
can't-
flooded with Dusty stuff.
I can't add a sticker.
Dusty Town.
I had a "Don't Make Me Come Back There" sticker too
Yeah.
before Nateland absorbed it.
Yeah,
So how about that?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if "absorb's" the right word.
I think that's how Nate learned about both.
Yeah. I have stickers.
He's looking at
So
your
who's,
laptop.
Let me put one on. You got one on you right now?
no, I don't.
Well, there you go. That's the problem. These other guys are marketing themselves.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the other half of weed, see if they got a sticker.
They do.
Yeah.
Emily Hudson. That's an interesting way to spell Emily. Do you see it?
Spell it out.
Emma, Emalie.
It's almost like Emily.
Emily.
Yeah, the Book of Emily.
Emily.
Something like that.
Maybe that is Emily.
I'm gonna lie here for a minute. Can that be the clip?
My husband was born and raised in Oklahoma, not too far from Tulsa, and he's living on Tulsa time. And he and his family and everyone in that area pronounce Tulsa more like Tulsa. Tulsa. So Alan Jackson might have actually been onto something when he rhymed salsa with Tulsa.
How about that?
Wow.
Where's Alan Jackson from? Is he from Oklahoma?
Oh, he's from Georgia.
Oh.
Way down there on the Chattahoochee.
Oh, okay. Where it gets.
Gets hot.
We don't need to specify how hot it gets. It gets hot, though. Oh, that's fun.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, Emily. Tulsa. Tulsa salsa.
We learned something there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Emily.
We
Sorry
owe
we
Alan
made fun of
Jackson
your
an
name.
apology.
Amali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Could
lot.
be Amali, like
Amali.
Somali.
Somali.
Somali. She could be from Somalia.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting pair.
Yeah, it
Oklahoma
is.
and Somalia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was almost named Stu York.
Aaron J. Stephen Rogers is
Oh.
not the only one who loves Alice Cooper.
I never said he was.
I did actually. It's a week you weren't here, and I'm like, Steven's the only person who likes
Yeah,
Alice
he's the
Cooper.
only fan out there.
Yeah.
Alice turns on Nateland. Can't wait to listen to Nateland.
Yeah.
Peaceful ride.
He's with James Joyce for some reason. They're hanging out.
When I first met my husband's family, he informed me that when his aunt had gotten divorced, rather than switch back to her maiden name, she legally changed her name to Debbie Alice Cooper.
Fun.
She goes by Debbie Alice.
That's great.
Wow.
Stephen,
Debbie went insane.
Oh,
Debbie, divorce ruined Debbie.
yeah. It can do that, man.
Yes, it can. I imagine.
Stephen thanked Alice Cooper in his
Yeah.
credits and special.
It's the first person that's thanked.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's in alphabetical, but yeah, Alice is thanked.
Did you see who Nick Thune dedicated a special to at the end?
No.
It said dedicated to the guy at 7-Eleven by my house. And there's this is going to blow his mind. That's just
That's
so funny.
great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Now he goes to that 7-Eleven every day, hoping that guy watched it.
Yeah, the guy
With the YouTube playing.
Yeah. Is Alice Cooper Welcome to My Nightmare?
Yeah.
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 That's a good one.
You like
That's
what
really
he's
good.
doing?
Yeah, I like some of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's really good.
The Missing Link.
Wow.
This comment comes from The Missing Link.
We found it.
I am furious that Brian didn't get swim lessons from Dusty. That would be unbelievably funny content. I mean, that could be an entire series on Nateland. And the finale could be the legendary swim contest we've all been waiting for. I started reading thanks before I read before. Thanks for the laughs, fellas.
Yeah, last time you were on, Stephen, I think
Yeah.
it's when I broke the news that I was taking swimming lessons.
Yeah.
This guy's a former college swimmer.
Collegiate
No,
swimmer.
I didn't go to swimming. I didn't go to college, but colleges wanted me to swim there. I didn't want to go to college.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah, me
either.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, they
Yeah?
wanted me to play football in college, but I'm like,
Oh
nah.
man.
Yeah, dude. Alabama was like, come play quarterback. I was like, nah, I don't know. I'm going to do comedy instead.
Well, the place I was taking swimming lessons made national news this week because
People drown.
they had flooding.
The pool flooded.
The whole place because of the storms here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And Ruth said she was watching the Today Show and they showed it like Boost Fitness Center on the Today Show, like flooding.
But the headline said we opened a second pool.
Now I can swim for free. Just stand outside the door. Yeah. So yeah, I should have had Dusty do my swim lessons.
Still can.
Still
I mean,
can.
are you swimming now?
Well, not at the moment because they're flooded.
I mean, are you
How
full
far are
on-
you in?
They closed for some renovations,
Mhm.
and so I took some time off. I got to get back to it.
Where did we end?
Me almost drowning.
Let's say right now you get thrown off a cruise ship. What are your chances?
I think we know.
What are your chances?
Not good. Not
We're
good.
all gonna die though if we do. We're gonna get eat by a lot of fish that follow the cruise ships around. Apparently, the cruise ships dump food and all their waste off the boats into the ocean, and so fish follow these cruise ships around.
That's what Aaron was going with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brian's going to get caught up in all that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. just
Yeah, I'm not
getting-
going to make it.
Well, I
Wow.
think just generally not being able to swim would, even if there were no fish around, you would.
But yeah, I think even if a good swimmer has no chance being thrown off a
Right.
cruise ship. Yeah.
Yeah,
But let's say you just jump off a dock into the lake.
Yeah, still
You
not
going to be all right?
slip and fall in a
No.
puddle.
Well, then I might break my hip.
Take a bath.
Now, last week, Aaron proposed a golf competition to me and him where
Yeah.
I use clubs. He just throws the ball. And who would win? I put some more thought into this.
Okay.
I think on a regular 18-hole course, I think I would beat you because I think your arm would give out,
hmm
and I think those long par fives would get you.
But you're not hitting it straight. And how far are you hitting it?
Yeah, I know. It's true. I just think by the back nine, I would just beat you. Because
What's a good drive for you? 200?
That's a really good one.
Yeah, 200 straight.
Yeah.
So that's not happening every hole.
No.
But I feel like I can throw it straight every time. I'm not going to shank it in the woods.
I just don't know if you could. That's multiple throws on 18 holes. You got to throw it as hard as you can. Now,
I think you're probably right.
on a par three, I think you might get me because if you can throw it 100 yards, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, about 100 yards. I mean, I'm crow hopping, but I can get it. I can get it there.
Most par threes are about 150. Some of these small courses are
yeah.
100.
Yeah,
You might be on the green every throw.
that's right.
I think you and I, these two guys have checked out.
Yeah,
but
Nothing
that's all right.
loses me like golf.
Mhm.
Yeah.
baseball, maybe.
Oh, well, golf isn't real.
Crow hopping brought me back.
Yeah.
What's that?
You not know?
Wyatt Irwin.
It's kind of like a baseball.
It's when you run before you throw it and like jump a little bit and throw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wyatt Irwin. The more Dusty says about the fruit trees, the better the idea sounds to me.
This is why he checked out. He wanted to get to this.
I live in an HOA, and while I don't have much of a yard, all of the fruit tree talk inspired me to plant some blueberry bushes in pots, and I'm trying to get my neighbors to do the same. Very good, Wyatt. I just planted some blueberry bushes too.
Why is he trying to get his neighbors to do it?
Well, that's
More
what
blueberries.
that's what the whole thing is. We're all trying to get the neighbors to everybody to plant fruit.
Why?
Because then we can all, we're creating a society where we have our own food out here, and we don't have to go to the grocery store
Flip
for
side of that
everything.
is grocery store shut down. You're the only guy with blueberries. You got some bargaining chips. You got a better chance of surviving.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you need to take care of yourself before you worry about the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Well, but what if the neighbor has some blueberries too? So now you can feed more people.
But they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron just purposely shuts this idea down. He knows it's a good idea.
Well, people thought I was serious when I was like, I think when we were arguing about the fruit trees, I was like, nah. You're out your depth, buddy.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, the absolute audacity for
I know.
Aaron to claim that. Yeah, but I wasn't.
Even
obviously.
when
Well, I
he's
think he was
joking,
right,
I
though.
agree though.
Yeah.
They're crow hopping to conclusions.
There you go.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
That was,
So I try to use the word immediately after learning it.
that was good. Is this the kind of razor sharp wit we can expect?
I saw you
half
look.
of we.
I saw you look at it, and I was like, "I'm about to get insulted."
I have to keep looking back because I want to reference it every time you say a joke.
That logo's good. Who designed that half of we logo?
Nateland.
The other half.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
Tim Cochran.
I guess I'm done with whatever I was going to say.
Yeah. Steven, honestly, let's just move on.
You can go though.
No. Tim Cochran
no.
probably said what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Okay. I think we should all allow farmers to utilize the interstate medians and on-ramp, off-ramp areas of agriculture instead of just mowing them. Fruit trees, hay for cattle, grain, parsnips, rutabagas, etc. I like this guy's thinking, but this is what I've heard, that things grown on the side of the interstates will take in so much carbon monoxide, exhaust, and stuff like that, that it actually can make it really bad for you.
Wow. Great point.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we could use it for non-edible things, and we could do more beautification, do more, put more trees out there,
Yeah.
put more, grow some hemp, make some necklaces. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But not even hay for cattle.
I don't think it's good for them to eat it.
What about parsnips?
I mean, I don't know anybody eating parsnips, so I say why not?
Wouldn't the trees do good with all that stuff too?
I think so.
I didn't know how the right way to say it, but you know what I mean by this?
Cycle
not.
it out,
Yeah.
take in
Is
the
that a crow
carbon
hop?
dioxide,
Yeah.
put out the
They
oxygen.
crow hop it all.
Yeah.
and,
I think it would be good to have more trees out there. I
Yes.
support
Yeah.
that.
yes.
I'm all about more trees. Everywhere there's not stuff, let's put more trees.
Right.
Christmas trees.
Well, if you want evergreens, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Unchopped down evergreens, yeah.
What about chop down in your living room
Giving trees.
No, absolutely not.
to celebrate the birth of Christ?
No, he never tells us to do that.
I don't think anybody's claiming he is. But
Okay. Okay.
There's value in tradition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
That's my bad on that one.
No. Let's get into it. Our next sponsor, we love, our old friend, our old compadre, our old partner, Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Your stuff is out there, dude. Anything you've inputted on a keyboard on the internet, it's available for people to buy and sell. It's out there. It's criminal, and it needs to be stopped. And it's going to be stopped with Delete Me. You ever been a victim of identity theft, harassment, doxing? If
I
you
get
haven't,
harassed all the time in the comment section of this podcast.
that's what I'm saying. And they know your home address and your phone number and your wife's social security number. It's all out there. Get it out with Delete Me. They can help. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/Nate and use promo code Nate at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/Nate Enter code Nate at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/Nate. Code Nate.
Help me pronounce this last name. Damon Vincigarera.
That's on.
I think that was a good job.
Yeah, he sounds like a pitcher too.
Yeah, he does sound like a pitcher.
Mhm.
But Vincigarera sounds like the whole name. We don't need the Damon in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't even need a first name, Damon.
Vinci Guerrero.
Yeah. That's a good name. We were at Steven Rogers' special taping and had a blast. He was so good.
Yes.
We
more
were
like that.
we were at the early show and he messed up the intro to his coffee shop bit. He had to start the joke over, but the way he did it was so funny.
All right, Damon.
I don't think he was this sarcastic.
Would a comedian consider including that reset in a tape special? Or do you always go for the smooth option?
Great
Do you want me to read it
question,
better? You want me to read it
No, I
normal?
liked how you read
Okay.
it,
I thought so,
especially
too.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read it in a normal way.
No,
We were at Steven Rogers' special taping.
I don't like this one.
And we had a blast.
Still like that. We were at Steven Rogers special taping and we had a blast.
He
He
is
was
so
good.
funny.
Do you remember this moment?
I do. I have unfortunately done it in both recordings I've ever done, like for an album.
Mhm.
And I do think those are fun, like real moments in our shows and stuff. But then you're like, well, does it take away from the joke? Does it, is that what makes this joke funny? You know? So I decided against it. But sometimes it is like the best thing. I have it. I think I kept it in my first special before he was super, which is on YouTube. And I kept the messing up thing, but I like recovering from like flubs on stage and stuff.
It makes them feel like they're part of like it's a special moment, and it breaks
And
the
it grounds
fourth wall.
you too.
Yeah, it breaks the fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah, it keeps me in the present moment, which
I like it too.
Yeah.
In reality, but once you're like actually like I'm about to put this special out, I always opt to go, nah, let's just do it the right way.
Because if
I
you
agree.
didn't, your special would be 3 hours long.
Yeah. But like, you know, I do
Season 2.
That's why your show's an hour 20.
Yeah, I keep going. No. That's not how the joke goes. That's not how the joke
You
goes.
do every joke 3 times.
Yeah, hold on.
Wait.
What about
He starts back at the beginning of his set.
Full swing.
Yeah, we're in full swing now, guys. Show's in full swing.
Well, I was glad to see this comment because coffee shop bit, because today's topic is coffee.
All right.
Now, do you drink coffee, Stephen?
Yes.
This was a big.
Big coffee guy.
Okay.
Huge
Want to make
coffee
sure.
guy. Black coffee.
All right.
Oh,
That's what I'm
just
talking
black.
about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. How do you guys?
Black coffee. of
Straight
course.
black?
Yeah.
Just black. I never put anything in it.
Mm.
Are you the only one that?
What do you do?
Apparently.
What do you do to
I do
it?
some cream and sugar.
How much cream? How
Yes.
much sugar?
One little creamer packet and one packet of
Oh, that's great.
Splenda.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't do like caramel drip or whatever.
No.
Little
A little packet of caramel.
Froth it
Not A
up.
little packet of
little
caramel.
heart.
Huh?
What is that? I always see like it's a cup of coffee and then they make a little heart.
Foam art.
It's a latte.
Yeah, foam
But
art.
what is that they're putting in
I
it?
think a latte.
They're not putting
think-
it. What is it that they're putting into?
It's
I think-
Just foam?
Maybe
Foam of what?
Maybe steamed
Milk, I
milk.
think.
Steamed milk, hot milk.
Yeah.
Hot milk.
Ugh. Does
Yeah.
that sound gross?
Hot milk is okay. It's room temp milk you don't want.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you drink hot milk before you go to bed? Why is that a thing? I've always
I
Look at me
it's-
because I'm the old
glass
guy.
of warm milk. But yeah, it sounds like
Helps.
something you put on your sleeping hat.
Yeah.
And
My
then
nightcap.
Has his candle. Candle in one hand, milk in the other.
Yeah.
In my gown.
Can I trouble you for a warm glass of milk? It helps put me to sleep. You guys know that reference? You could trouble me for a warm glass of.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
You will go to sleep, or I will put you to
Yeah.
sleep.
that's
Happy
Ben
Gilmore.
Stiller.
Yeah, check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Happy Gilmore 2 coming out soon.
Yeah.
Is it?
On Nateland YouTube.
I looked up how I've already forgotten now how Americans take their coffee. I think I sent you the link to that.
Okay.
And
Pull it up. Stall for about 5 seconds.
all right. There's a bunch of different methods for brewing.
Yes.
There's pour
Pour
over.
over, drip.
French press.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know what any of these mean.
Well, I know from Dusty Special.
Yeah, there's two. You know those two.
Pour over.
I had a French press I used to travel with back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, because I had a little hot plate, so I would heat up water on the hot plate, pour it into the French press.
They must have thought you were making drugs in your room.
Oh yeah, I actually would put a
He's doing
towel.
that, too.
I would put a towel under the door so they wouldn't know I was cooking steaks on the hot plate.
So pour over is the one that takes so long, right?
Yeah, it's like but like if you're on the road, you can go to a restaurant and get a hamburger for $10, or you can go to the grocery store and get a steak for $10 and cook it in your room. It's like, why do I want to eat this whack hamburger when I can eat a
Whack.
I'll have it whack.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So pour over takes a while.
That's your joke.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a joke in his
Yeah.
special,
Called Working Man
Mm-hmm.
which I
on
watched
Netflix.
when I was putting this together. I watched that clip. Very funny.
Yeah.
Laughing in my hotel room.
Great special.
There it
Come in.
is.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing on that.
All right, so there's pour over, drip, French press. Anybody else want to guess any?
Iced
Cold brew. I guess that
cold
would be-
brew.
Frap.
Yeah.
What is
And,
frap?
let's
Frappuccino?
say,
It's not on this list. But
blended.
I guess.
I'm just
Espresso.
Maybe this is an espresso's one.
Oh,
Okay.
espresso, yeah.
Chemex.
Chemex. What is that?
I think it's
Isn't
like
that what made them the Mutant Ninja Turtles?
a beaker, maybe. Fully washed Ethiopian. That's from his special.
Okay.
That is a real.
That is, yeah, it's a
It's a real
type
thing,
of
though.
yeah,
Ethiopian coffee.
yeah. It's.
I drink a lot of Ethiopian coffee. Though.
I do too.
Mhm.
I don't know what fully washed means. Still,
It's a funny line.
They wash the beans.
I guess I don't know.
It would seem that way.
They say a lot of coffee has a lot of, I think they say fecal matter. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's the cat poo coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
There's coffee that they feed. Like I think they feed the beans to cats or something, and then the cats poop it out, and then they.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Something
What's
one.
the
like that.
purpose?
I think we need to go to the internet soon.
You want
on that one.
you have to get organic coffee.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's so much pesticides on it.
I went to a.
They get burned out of there when it heats up. It's like pasteurizing it. You get that coffee hot, dude. You're burning out all those
I
impurities.
hope so.
Burning out those bacteria.
I hope you're right.
Oh yeah, dude. You get like even like a Love's truck stop. They burn all those.
Oh yeah.
So hot.
Actually,
hot
you know what? I'm glad we're talking about coffee. I
Yeah.
was driving from I was in Texas. What was the town? It was a great town. Had a great time.
Beaumont.
Beaumont, Texas to San Antonio. And I stopped along the way. Me and Connor Larson, we stopped at like a coffee. The first place we went was closed. This is a Saturday. First place we went closed. Next place was like a food truck for coffee. It took 20 minutes to get the coffee.
Oh yeah.
It was so long. I mean, literally 20 minutes to get this coffee. It was insane. And we got it. And then we're driving down the road. We're like, I don't even feel like I had coffee. And then so we go into another small town in Texas. I'm hanging out front. I go in. I go, it wasn't a coffee either, by the way. It was an Americano, which is okay in a pinch. Not the same.
Yeah.
It's espresso with a lot of hot water. So then I go to another place, small town. And I was just raving about how cool this place looked in this middle of this small town. We go in, I order a coffee. The guy goes, all I got's he couldn't even come up with a word. And I go, you're breaking my heart right now. I go, you about to say Americano? He goes, yes, Americano. I go, yeah, I'll take that. And then I go to the bathroom, and the girl's making the Americano, and then I see her pour milk in there, and then she starts she goes, Americano, and I go, I'm pretty sure that's mine, but I didn't ask for milk in there. And she goes, well, I can make you another one if you want. And I go, nah, that's okay. And then I just left it laying there. I had already paid for it.
Well, you just left.
I
the
just
store?
left it. I don't want it. And I was so beaten down at this point.
Yeah.
And then I go outside, and this couple comes out, and I'm kind of like in their way, and I'm a little depressed now. And I'm kind of in their way, and I go, oh, sorry. And then the guy goes, hey, big fan. And I go, whoa. Jeez. I'm like mad, depressed. And I go, this is a weird
ecstatic.
time.
Yeah.
And then I went to Love's Truck Stop, finally in desperation. And it hit the spot.
Yeah.
It was what I needed.
It was right there.
Yeah, all along.
Yeah.
You don't even know what Americano means at a Love's truck
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
We got a big pot of coffee back there. Pour it in a styrofoam cup.
Yeah.
Should have went to Cowgirl Coffee.
Yeah, Cowgirls.
You know that?
No.
Apparently, there's multiple locations.
Yeah, Cowgirls Coffee is like it's like a
Hooters, but coffee.
yeah.
Mhm.
You been there?
I'm fine. No, I'm fine with a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
You know what though? We went to that Cowgirls Coffee, and it was a really good cup.
The
of
coffee's good?
It was
All
very
right.
good.
Good coffee over anything.
Because in
else.
my joke, the joke, and that is true. The idea is like, I was like, I don't want this coffee. I was like, I wanted to get good coffee, and I don't want strip club coffee.
Right.
And then we saw the girl inside, and I was like, well, I don't know. Let's get a little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then it was really good. It was a very good coffee. And she was at the show. When we pulled up, the girl goes, hey, there was two sides to this, right? And the other side, there was a guy in like a Trans Am, basically. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought about. The guy was in a Trans Am. And then we pull up. It's me and Evan Burke and Chance Willie. And we're in this car. And we had just done a show at the Grove. And the girl has been talking to the Trans Am. We pull up and she goes, oh, I was just talking about you guys. And she goes to the Trans Am, these are the guys I was telling you about. And then I swear this guy like got a wheel speeding out of there. It was like we just blocked this guy. He was so mad. He like sped away. I think gravel hit the side of the building.
Goodness.
Wow.
It was great.
She'd seen you the night before at the show?
Yeah.
This is in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'll go there then.
Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And then she said, I like living here in Fayetteville. It's like the Portland of the South. That's what she said.
Okay.
I bet it is.
Yeah. I don't think it is, but
I'm going to go with no.
yeah.
All right, so coffee actually started in Ethiopia.
Oh.
It was used by nomadic tribes for thousands of years, or hundreds. And it wasn't until the 1400s that people figured out they could roast its seed. So the story is there was a goat herder in Ethiopia named Kaldi. He noticed that his goats, a flock of goats, nibbling on this bright red berry, and they seemed to be more perky. So then he tried to eat some himself. Like, this is pretty good. So then he took it to a monk in a nearby monastery. The monk disapproved of their
That's why you
use.
messed up.
Disapproved of the use, threw them into the fire. Then an enticing aroma come out,
Yeah.
causing the other monks to come in and investigate.
Yeah.
The
The
monks
roasted
were like,
beans were quickly raked from the embers, ground up and dissolved in hot water, yielding the world's first cup of coffee.
Wow.
How about that?
That's pretty awesome.
That was all in Ethiopia?
Yep.
I love that the monk, all it took was a good smell. He's like, you know what, maybe this goat herder's onto something.
Yeah.
There's one better. There's one better. In Europe, coffee shows up, and it's essentially a real-world metaphor for Islam because the Arabs drank coffee while the European Christians drank wine. So the Catholic officials and the vintners, I guess that's the wine people, worried the beverage would catch on, so they went to Pope Clement VIII to ban it. But unfortunately for the priests and winemakers, the Pope decided to try a cup of coffee before he made his decision.
Wow.
He was so taken with the drink, he decided to embrace it. He said, why this Satan's drink is so delicious that it would be a pity to let the infidels use it exclusively.
Wow.
And then coffee was in Europe. All right, you're on board with that one.
I don't know what went on there.
Wait, what did you?
Same thing. They went to the Pope, like, you got to ban this. And then he
tried it.
He tried it. He was like,
was
oh,
so
this is great.
good.
But why do you call it Satan's drink?
He was being sarcastic. He's like, 'cause it was,
okay.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what the Arabs were drinking.
They were trying to pitch it to him as Satan's drink. He's like, well, this Satan's drink is too good. Let's all drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little sarcasm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I'll keep going in the United States. Now it's America. The Boston Tea Party happened 1773.
Mhm.
People in England drink tea. That was their big drink.
Mhm.
And then they throw the tea over, and the Americans were like, we can't keep drinking tea. That's unpatriotic. So we started drinking coffee.
That's when coffee
Instead-
started
Wow.
getting
So
introduced.
it became like the thing we drink more than tea,
That's
Oh.
awesome.
according
Okay.
to this.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And now we got Starbucks. It's
Yep.
on every corner.
Yep.
I went to Costa Rica and did a coffee tour of like the bean plants or whatever. And I don't know what the bean farm
And where, Costa Rica?
in
Vineyard.
La Fortuna.
The vineyard.
The vineyard.
Vineyard.
And they were saying like places like your Dunkin' and your Starbucks, those are bad beans.
Yeah.
And they're like burnt and all that. You want a lighter bean. It's much stronger.
Let me guess. You want the beans that they had?
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, I
What are
agree
the
though.
odds?
I talk about Starbucks being burned all the time, and so many people agree with me. And you can
It
get
is.
you can get really good coffee out there.
Yes.
And it's like Starbucks. I drink Starbucks a lot because it
Same.
is caffeinated and it's dependable.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start drinking good coffee, it is not good.
Yeah,
Starbucks-
Well, then it sounds like you shouldn't drink good coffee. All you've done is it just ruins other things for you.
Well, I mean, you could say that about anything. Getting something nicer ruins the bad thing.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's like you could have a really good. You're not going to be able to have a great burger.
That would be
all the
like
time.
you keeping your podcast going instead of doing this one.
How's your podcast doing, Dusty?
Not great right now. I've not been doing it for a while.
Well, you know, you said Costa Rica. I would tell you about when I opened for Tony Tone, and I think about this all the time in Greensboro. And somebody said something. He goes, "Where are you from?" She said, "Costa Rica." And he goes, "You from the coast of Puerto Rico?" I was dying laughing at them. That's so funny.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you were there.
I was there, and then I went to Merit Coffee in Texas. I was with Dustin Nickerson, and they took us to
Big coffee snob.
big coffee.
Well, he's from Seattle, yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm blanking on where Merit Coffee's base, but we went to the roastery or the beanery, and same thing. They showed us the beans, and it was like really good. The lighter the bean, the better the stronger the roast, and all that. It's like become this thing that I really like learning.
Yeah, they
about.
do say that lighter coffee has more caffeine than dark
Yeah.
coffee, which I wish that weren't the case because
Yeah.
I like a lighter roast, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be so jacked up.
Oh, I love it.
I make a fairly weak coffee at home because I don't want to be too jacked. I like drinking coffee.
Right.
So I want to consume more of it
That's true.
and be less jacked up.
I like to have a headache and my eyelid twitches. That's what I try to go for.
Yeah.
What, Dusty, did you ever do decaf?
No.
I mean, I was on the road with Henry last weekend, Henry Cho, and we both wanted to go take a nap in our hotel room, but we also both wanted a good cup of coffee, so we got decaf to taste it just as good.
Yeah, that's really great.
I don't know. I can't support it.
And why is that?
I don't know. There's just something about it. It feels like
Voodoo.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust
It's like
it.
a seedless watermelon.
Yeah. Seedless watermelon,
Mhm.
non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, all perfectly fine, but you don't like it.
yeah, exactly.
When I worked at the country club, when we would do big events like weddings and stuff, we would have, you do coffee after dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a big pot that said decaf, and we had a big pot that was calf,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd walk around and go, and let me tell you something, dude. It was all caffeinated coffee. It just becomes too difficult to keep them separate.
Yeah.
So we would just give everybody
thing
regular coffee.
You want to do in that situation is give them all decaf.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to keep the party going.
yeah.
That's right.
You're right. That would make more sense because
Yeah.
I think I remember I told my mom that and she was horrified.
Yeah,
She was
you're
like,
going to give
'cause, like,
somebody a
give
heart
some
attack.
old people.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
In the
Um,
restaurant, we would do that sometimes, be all decaf.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably why they were
Smart.
sucking on all the fries.
Yeah. they need salt to keep hydrated or something.
Do you know how they get the caffeine out?
How they get the what?
The caffeine out of the coffee beans. Not like your fries, no.
What do you mean? How do they get the caffeine out?
Boil it out.
Are they fake beans?
They soak the green seeds in hot water called Swiss water process,
Okay.
or steam them, and then they use a solvent to dissolve the caffeine.
What's the solvent?
I don't know.
See, that's where
Uh,
they get you.
It's used
That's
by
a
processing
trigger word
company.
for you.
And the extracted caffeine is usually sold to pharmaceutical industry.
How about that? Yeah. So they put caffeine in like goodies powder and stuff like that.
Probably
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
There's
Caffeine's good for a headache. That's why any
Yeah.
of the BC powder, it's all got caffeine in it. So that helps.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you just drinking water sometimes. You just be dehydrated. Put a little salt in water, not table salt, like sea salt,
Mm-hmm.
in water. Drink it. It'll help your headache.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, or ibuprofen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You take their drugs, or you just have a little salt.
There.
Yeah, exactly.
You imagine, Dusty walking through like the ER of some hospital. Yeah, I just got to use some salt.
Yeah. Anybody got
Like,
any
well,
salt?
I got shot in the face last night. Well, have you tried a little?
Well, I
Sea
didn't say
salt water.
all pain, but it's like, well, you might.
I have a
try it.
tumor in my head. Well,
I heard that when my mom was giving
do you have a fruit tree in your yard?
when my mom was giving birth to me, she asked for salt water.
You want an epidural? No. Bring over some Dasani.
Sea salt.
You
Make
can
sure it's-
take. You've heard about like where they give birth in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put some salt in there.
yeah.
Epsom salt. Get it going.
Dusty, would you ever consider growing your own coffee beans?
Yeah, I want to.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It wouldn't work because
Well, that's what I
not
think.
the right environment.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah,
That was so great.
I
I
just
want
want-
to though.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is that Tennessee specifically or all of America?
Well, it has to be all of America.
So
I
we
mean,
can't
no,
grow
there's
any
some.
coffee
I think
beans?
some in I think California. You got to have the right environment.
California is. It's like, man, I wish there were different things about California because it's so good for growing. It is the growing state,
Mm-hmm.
The coffee belt
but they ruined it.
is the coffee producing region where coffee can grow. It's located between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn,
Oh,
basically around the equator.
yeah.
It's 50 countries: Africa, Asia, Central America, and South America.
You hit the E hard. in
That's
that
why I want us
equator.
to really like.
Is that how you say it? You hit the E hard.
I want us
equator.
to.
You read that like Dusty, one of Dusty's comments.
Rumps.
Right in the equator.
That's why
so
I'm
funny.
like the
Yes, I
drug
do.
cartel situation in Mexico. That's why I'm like, how are we not just working that out so that we can just hang out in Mexico and grow? I'd love to buy a little land down in Mexico and
Mm-hmm.
I think you
grow.
can.
I know, but it's like, I don't know. They've scared you about it. Maybe it's super nice down there. Who knows? But the climate's great. We could grow a lot of things.
Mhm.
NAFTA.
No, I don't think.
Everything's yellow there.
And have to do more
You know,
research.
you watch Breaking Bad?
Oh,
The
like
second they go to Mexico, everything's just
Oh, the
yellow.
filter?
Yeah, the filter's crazy.
Yeah, Sicario. is always
Sepia.
up there.
And then when I went there, I went to Mexico once, and everything's the same color. The trees are green here.
yeah.
You're driving across the border, you see the yellow.
Yeah, just driving into it. That's what I thought it would be,
Yeah.
man.
Brazil is the most producer since 1852.
Wow.
Brazil.
That's that guy. What's the guy's name?
Juan Valdez.
Oh, yeah.
Was he Brazil?
Brazilian?
I thought he
I
was
don't know.
Colombia.
Oh well, that would be a different country.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I guess.
I think Brazil too. You know, I don't know. They say Brazil's dangerous, but I think that
Parts
it'd
of it
be
are
so
dangerous.
great
Yeah.
to be able to just own some land down there. Have a. I'm
Costa
about
Rica.
ready to make a bunch of money in comedy and then quit and move to a remote island place like that. Just grow coffee. And,
Well, Brazil's not an island,
Like
at
Mexico?
all.
like an island place, like you know what
Yeah,
I mean,
tropical.
Yeah.
Near the equator.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's making fun of the way I said it,
Yeah.
which he's
The equator.
Oh,
When I went down to
I
Costa
say
Rica,
equator too.
Yeah. Like Ecuador down there.
You say equator?
Equator.
Equator?
How do you do? Okay, so like 2 + 2 equals.
Equals.
But what do you call the whole thing?
The answer.
No, that's,
the sum of its
Oh,
parts.
oh, the
yeah, 2 +
equation.
2. Yeah, you
The
don't say
equation.
the equation. do you?
Equation.
Yeah,
Yeah, the equation.
but you do say equals. You're right.
Equals.
You don't say
equals. 2 + 2 equals what? Try that on somebody.
The equator.
I
What
think
is 2
that would be
+
a
2
great
equal?
way.
Yeah. What's that equal to you?
That would be a great way to have someone lose their mind.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and everybody's saying it that way.
Would you
Like,
say,
I've
would you
been
say this
saying
is equal? Here? Is this equal?
Do you say e-commerce?
Ecomers.
I've been working out at Equinox.
That's true, but E is a prefix.
For me,
To
it's
commerce.
also for equator.
Yeah, so it's just quater,
Yeah,
electronic quater. That's the way you say it. The equator.
that's right.
iMessage, iMac, equator.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Email.
All right. So the traditional method of growing coffee
It's an
beans.
electronic quater.
It's right.
Sorry.
Traditional method. So what we just
One
covered.
too many.
Yeah, yeah.
The traditional method of Planting coffee is to place 20 seeds in each hole at the beginning of the rainy season. But this method loses about 50% of the seed's potential. It's about half fail to sprout. You would know this, Dusty. A more effective process of growing coffee used in Brazil is to raise seedlings in nurseries that are then planted outside after 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, raising seedlings is always the way to go with anything.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to
Don't
raise
walk out
a
on your
seedling?
seedlings.
Well, you get, so you see, you get a tray of like
Deadbeat farmer.
like 10 little seed pods,
Oh, okay.
and then you can put one seed per pod,
Like
if
a
you
little
want.
beer flight.
and then whatever grows, then you can go and plant that out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to waste so many.
Why don't they do coffee flights at coffee shops? Do they
I
ever
would
do that?
love that so much.
If you want to try a different, I want to try an Americano. I want to try what your frat.
Oh, like
I want to try all
Baskin-Robbins?
that.
With different roasts.
Just
Yeah.
do it out, and then I'll try a little bit of each.
Yeah,
I bet
think that's
there
great.
is some place that does something like that, but it'd be hard to work a latte and an Americano and all that. That's
You
a
just
lot of
burn
work.
your mouth on each one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because they're all pretty labor intensive to make.
hmm
Why can't you have them all pre-made?
And most people are not, and I'm not saying I can't either, but most people are not going to be able to taste the difference in like the roast.
But I could taste the difference in a cold brew versus a
Yes.
black coffee.
Yeah.
I want to try both.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Therapy can feel like a big investment, but the state of your mind is just as important as your physical health. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast. But with BetterHelp online therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you on big on cost and on time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With online therapy, you get quality care at prices that make sense, and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. Therapy is for everyone, guys. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally.
5 million.
It's convenient, too. You can join a session
5
with the
million.
click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, plus switch therapists at any time. Your well-being is worth it, so visit BetterHelp.com/Nate to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Nate.
Yeah.
When they tell you, because the three of us are black coffee drinkers,
Mm-hmm.
when they tell you like the different notes,
You're out of this one.
You're
Right,
right.
but
You're still in
You
this.
said it.
Brian, take a lap real quick.
All right.
But like when they tell you the different notes, like this one's got a chocolate thing,
Yeah.
all this other stuff.
Stop you right there. I've never been to a place like that. But
Really?
So this is down to now. It's
I
down
haven't. I have.
You know what I'm talking
Down to
about?
the two
Do you
of y'all.
taste any of that?
It just depends. I mean, sometimes you can, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, it's a little much.
Yeah, that
His
was
face gets too red. It's a little too much. That's how we tell.
they
Tone it down, boys.
they'll tell you so much, and I'm like, I just in the cup.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's like that beer, liquor, wines, all that can be like that, where they get too into it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. No, this is a good one? That's what I'm like. This is a good one?
Beer before liquor, never been sicker. You
Yeah.
ever hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's, the second part?
Liquor after beer, never fear.
Oh, I heard you're in the clear.
In the clears. I
Oh,
heard.
okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
But they
liquor
kind of equal
before
to each
beer.
other.
'Cause
What's that?
that was good.
I said they kind of
He's
equal
quick.
to each other.
Yeah.
This guy's
Yeah,
quick, dude.
yeah.
Half of April 11th. I keep looking at this like I have stuff on it.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I had to put it away. I don't know what I'm doing.
There are two main types of coffee beans: Arabica, which is generally more highly regarded,
Okay.
and Robusta. Tends to be bitter and has less flavor, but a better body than Arabica.
Better body.
Yeah, so
What does that mean?
Better looking.
that means Robusta went to the prom and Arabica did not.
Yeah, Arabica's got money, but Robusta's looking good.
Robusta's bitter and has less flavor, but a better body.
We're
So
trying to set you up with Arabica, and she's sweet.
yeah, she's a nice, but Robusta's where to go.
Yeah,
Um,
I've always said that. More Robusta, the better.
so, do you guys think coffee is good for you?
I think so, in moderation. Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't believe whatever this paper says.
2017 review said coffee is good for you in moderation. Ooh.
Great.
So you don't believe it. So, okay. It says it can cause harm.
All right, this is what I've been working on. That is, I'll hand it to you, Dusty. That's a much more vibrant shade of red.
Yes.
But I think I can't really tell where it starts and where it,
If you're listening, just watch it.
Brian,
I don't know how to explain
he
it.
gave up trying. I took the red for the picture you're talking about earlier. It is and he does look more red in the
That was
thing.
wonderful.
Sorry about that. I got a little distracted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dusty had a legendary moment at the Predators game where he was kind of ringing the bell and
Yeah.
got really red.
It's the thing where you wind up,
Yeah.
it makes the sound. And I was
Yeah.
winding, and the lady told me, she goes, whichever way you wind it, it'll catch on and make sound. But I kept whining, and never caught on. So on my own, I flipped the other way. And then I look up, and my face is just like blood red
Oh.
On the Jumbotron.
on the Jumbotron. But, man, I worked that thing.
Anyway, 3 to 4 cups of coffee daily is okay. Anything more?
Oh, great.
3 to 4.
That's
Seems like
amazing.
a lot, huh?
It feels like a lot when you're doing it.
Mhm.
That's great.
The coffee break originated in Stoughton,
Oh,
Wisconsin.
I remember that. Little pamphlet. I used to read the coffee break.
What is that?
It's not I guess it is a pamphlet. But you never heard a coffee break like at work?
Like a water
Taking a coffee
cooler
break?
break?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There used to be a little
You
newspaper.
talking about
I think
Highlights
called-
magazine?
I think
What are
it
you
used to be
talking
called
about?
Coffee break.
I never knew about that.
Talking about a communist.
Reader's
They
Digest.
used to get- Oh, yeah, I remember the coffee break.
Yeah.
Have you heard the good news?
It originated in Stoughton, Wisconsin, when immigrant men became employed at this wagon factory. And they said, we'll agree to work there under the condition that we can go home every morning and afternoon to tend to chores and drink coffee.
Wow.
And now the city of Stoughton celebrates the coffee break every summer with the Stoughton Coffee Break Festival.
Whoa.
Took away the break, but now we have a festival for it.
Yeah.
No, Stoughton Coffee Break Festival.
What kind
Right.
of hold do you think
They
coffee?
took away the break.
I see what you're
There's no
saying.
more break during the day.
Yeah.
I got you.
Do you think if terrorists come into America, obliterate our coffee supply, do you think how much do you think that impacts American life?
A huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken breaks from coffee before, so I know that I would be fine. I would adjust and just not do it, right? But there are people that I see at Starbucks really early in the morning getting giant espressos and things like that, where it's like, you would never make it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's definitely a physical dependency on it, but I mean, even just how much is tied into the fabric of our lives. Like we've got our entire workday structured around
The amount of people I see doing their job at the coffee
at
shop.
a coffee shop.
I'll go in there and I'll write in the morning at my local coffee shop for I'll be there for like an hour.
Of course you do.
And I have
Yeah.
rules
Okay.
because my rule is I have to have something in my cup. If my cup is empty, I have to reorder or I have to go. That's my
Oh,
rule.
wow.
I'm very strict about it.
An hour's not bad, though.
Do you
No.
face the wall? Or do you face the whole Starbucks so everybody
Unfortunately-
goes, oh, I'm writing.
Unfortunately, mine there is no wall to face.
It's convenient.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
I
I also have my QR code on my table.
I support coffee shop writing. I'm a bit, when I
Yeah.
used to go to Kudu Coffee, my friend Charles Cormody would come in there. When
Yeah.
I would be writing.
Good old
sometimes.
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
And,
how many what's the limit of someone allowed in a coffee shop for? Because I feel like it's a very opinion.
I think alone writing like that, if you're not ordering over and over again, I think an hour.
Yeah, you have to be working. If you can't be scrolling.
Yeah.
If you're buying, hang
Yeah.
out all day.
Yes,
I think you feel it out if you're taking up, like if they're trying to turn over tables,
there's
get out of there.
there's I think 6 to 8 tables at my coffee shop.
Wow.
If you have a server, also that's another thing.
Yeah,
You gotta either tip in a way that they know you're gonna take care of them
yeah,
and you're worth the turnover they're missing, or you got to get out of it.
yeah.
I saw a thing about Eminem when he was a kid. He would go to Burger King. You buy one drink at the Burger King, and then that gave you license to just sit there all day.
Yeah.
So they would just sit all day at Burger King,
Yeah, that's
refilling the drink.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, it's like a lower form of what you're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said I'm like Eminem.
Yeah, that's right.
Where do you?
You explain that on half a week.
Eminem.
Oh, that's good.
Eminem.
April
well.
11th.
Yeah.
Where do you guys mostly get your coffee? At home or at a coffee shop?
Both. I order coffee. I order from Merit that I mentioned earlier, and then I go to my local coffee shop, and so I'll make some at home, but I'll go start my morning in a local coffee shop.
I order most of mine,
Okay.
but I do like to go to coffee shops.
Yeah.
We like to go get me and my wife would like to go get a strong coffee once in a while.
Oh yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you on
spice
that.
things up.
Yeah.
I very much think of coffee as a means to an end. Unfortunately, I don't really enjoy coffee the way that you guys do.
That's a shame.
That doesn't make. That's just I'm jealous of you guys. Yeah, it is. So I drink. I got a Keurig at my house. I put a little plastic pod in.
Yeah.
Kroger brand donut shop coffee.
Oh,
Yep.
Fills up a coffee. I mean, 10 ounces. I down it before it gets cold.
Yeah.
I love it.
Those I
Great
like
way
the
to start a day.
Kroger donut.
Great way to start a
yeah.
day.
I got rid of my Keurig.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I buy coffee. I buy whole bean coffee,
Mhm.
and then each morning I grind a little bit of it,
Yeah, you lost.
and then it takes 10 seconds.
No, it's great.
It takes
And
way
then
more than
and
that.
it's fresh. You can smell
smells great.
much like the monk in Ethiopia. I can smell the aroma. And then I put it into my coffee pot,
Yeah.
and I use the brown filters. I like to use the brown filter.
It's like
I feel
9 steps I don't have to do. I just put it in and press go.
I don't know. You have to get the thing out of the box. You have to put it in. You have to lift it up. And
You gotta
and
fill the water.
And then
Lift it up.
and then you crush it down, and then it goes, oh, water's low. And then you
Yeah.
got to go fill the water.
Then you got to reopen it. And it goes.
Yeah.
You didn't put you have to do it in the steps. So
Yeah.
then you already have the pod in there. It releases the pod.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's way
Then
more
it
intuitive
heats
than
up
you
the
guys.
plastic, so you
Okay.
get a lot of microplastics.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
So-
it'll
I
all
mentioned
get
that.
all those microplastics get burned out from it's hot.
I don't know.
They get burned. They burn out the microplastic.
Yeah, there was a TikTok reel that went viral. The guy basically saying that the microplastics are causing people to get sick. And anyway, more testing is required. It says.
I told you before, the Farmer's Almanac has it. In the back of the Farmer's Almanac, it tells you what plastics are okay. And everything.
Which Farmer's Almanac? This year?
Every year.
So in like the 1700s, they were talking about plastics.
Well, I mean, recent years.
Okay.
I mean, not the 70s.
Who's writing the Farmer's Almanac?
Benjamin
Richard?
Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin did originally, but who's writing it now?
I don't know.
It's probably some scientists.
Benjamin Franklin's
I don't
ghostwriter.
know. I don't think it's scientists.
Who do you think it is?
It's farmers.
Yeah, the farmers predicting the meteorology and talking about plastics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've evolved.
Why do you trust them?
Well, I trust them because what they're saying is, hey, there's certain
Thank you,
plastics, and right here, this is what I'm looking for. You see
Yeah.
this?
Mm-hmm.
This little triangle has a
Yeah.
number in it.
Okay.
And that number in the Farmer's Almanac, it'll break down whether what numbers are safe for
27.
Yeah, I think yours
That's
is
what-
27.
Mine
you
says
serious?
27, I think.
Like,
Mine
we're
just
joking.
says 7.
Oh, nope, that's a 7. I was looking at it weird.
So then it tells you,
Someone call a
pentagram.
doctor.
like I have a shaker bottle, one of those workout shaker
Mhm.
bottles.
Yes.
And the BPA free. The bottom part of the bottle has a triangle and it has a number in it. And in that number, it says it is safe for food and human consumption. But then you take the lid off, inside the lid, different number. And that number says not safe for food or human consumption.
So inside the thing that you're drinking,
The lid, as you're drinking it.
You should not eat the lid.
You should not put food in the lid.
Okay.
but it doesn't count if it's touching the lid on the way out.
I think it does. I stopped using the bottle.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the Keurigs, like you buy the Starbucks Keurigs,
Mhm.
that number on the plastic actually says it's safe.
Yeah.
But I buy organic coffee, Keurigs, Publix brand, which I love Publix, but
Publix
I
is
use
great.
that. And their Keurig cup says not safe.
Mm.
So don't do
So
organic.
what's the number? What's the safe number?
I don't know. I have it at home. I don't have them memorized.
Yeah.
Most scientific analyses of the accuracy of Farmer's Almanac forecasts have shown a 50% rate of accuracy.
I'm not talking about following the entire Farmer's Almanac. I'm just
the
talking
stuff
about
that agrees with you.
I'm just talking about the plastic. It's not agreeing or disagreeing with me because this is an entire book. I'm talking about one page. I'm not getting into the astrology of the Farmer's Almanac.
The only time I hear about it is when they predict how many snows we're going to have.
Yeah, I'm not vouching for them, but I'm just saying they're giving us some information on the plastics.
Right.
And they're saying this stuff is okay for you to use for food. This one's not. That's all I'm saying.
So you grind your beans.
Yeah, and I avoid the plastics.
I didn't know any of that.
Well, you learn a lot here from me on this podcast. I mean, I get a lot of criticism.
You weren't here last time I did it. I didn't learn it as much.
I know. You won't learn a lot. Without me around, you won't learn much.
Do you read the Farmer's Almanac for other things?
No, I bought it. Actually, I saw TikTok on this thing, so I bought a Farmer's Almanac just for that plastics thing.
Wow.
I don't care about, I'm not a farmer. I mean, I grow things, but I'm not a farmer. I don't care about that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they do get into a lot of astrology and a lot of weird stuff that I'm also not into.
Okay.
Sure. The Farmer's Almanac gets into astrology?
They get into a lot of stuff.
I would not have thought that.
Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that to some degree, there's astronomy, there's astrology, there's some where you're trying to, I was born on this day, so this is going to happen to me today.
Right.
But there's also, astrological signs of, throughout our human history, these have been this way, and they've been able to predict certain things based on the stars.
To a 50% degree of accuracy.
Well, according to but listen, this is Wikipedia. They're going to slander the Farmer's Almanac.
That's right.
Sure.
Wikipedia has a financial incentive to slander the Farmer's Almanac. I agree.
I mean,
astrology, yeah. Most people know their sign, but they don't know their blood type. Another joke from his
That's a good
special.
Steve.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, Cup of Joe. You guys ever heard Cup of Joe?
Cup of Joe.
Yeah.
I've heard of Cup of Joe.
Don't ruin his whole special here, guys.
Yeah, I guess I'm giving away too much.
He didn't do any of the punchlines.
He
I didn't either.
He never
April
does.
11th.
I'm giving away too much. I'm sorry. It's sometimes called Cup of Joe. There's 3 theories on why it was called that.
Yeah.
During World War I, the Secretary of Navy, Joe Daniels, banned alcohol on Navy ships, which meant the strongest drink available was black coffee. So sailors began referring to coffee as a cup of Joe.
I like that.
Love it.
That makes sense. Some think it just coffee means Jamoke or Mocha Java, and they just shorten it to Joe.
I don't see Mocha Java turn into Joe myself. But.
What about Jamocha? Like you go to Arby's, you get a Jamocha shake. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jamocha shake.
Jamocha comes from Mocha Java. I
That's
guess
a coffee. You never had a Jamocha shake?
No.
Sloppy Jamocha.
And just some say it's the drink of the average Joe.
Look at that, dude.
Wow.
Joe Mocha shake.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking Arby's.
I sure am.
Where's the meat? No, that's...
We have
the beats.
What was
It's called
that?
Where's the beef?
Yeah. That
That's
was
Wendy's.
Quiznos.
Yeah.
No, it's Wendy's.
Wait. Which one's Wendy's?
Where's the beef?
Quiznos is good.
I think Quiznos used to say, where's the beef?
Quiznos is tasty, right?
Well, they stole it from Wendy's.
Because they were saying, it was shots at Subway. They were saying Subway had just using a little bit of meat, but Quiznos was using a lot of meat.
Right.
Yeah.
But we
Arby's,
have the meats. That's Ving
Arby's.
Rhames.
That's Arby's. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was a very famous commercial for 3 old ladies looking at, I think it was supposed to be a McDonald's burger, which is a very small patty. And the old lady goes, "Where's the beef?" And that was a very
Wendy's.
popular.
That's good.
Which one's
commercial.
Dynamite?
I worked with Jimmy Walker.
You did?
Yeah, here at Zany's.
Well, he was an open
Whoa.
micer.
He opened for me.
Back then he was saying TNT, and you're like, "What if you tried Dynamite?"
Yeah.
I gave him his line. Some religions discourage drinking coffee. Mormons, I agree with. I'll be at Wise Guys May 16th, 17th. It's from the Words of Wisdom in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's abstaining from coffee, tea, as well as alcohol and tobacco. And studies have shown, UCLA did a study.
You lost me on that one right there.
What?
I mean, coffee and tobacco, that's where it's at.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
UCLA
I
did a
agree with
study
you.
and
Yeah.
showed if you eliminated those 4 things, your life expectancy increases 8 to 11 years longer.
Oh.
Wow.
So maybe those are some words of wisdom.
Do they do
Again,
dancing?
wise guys.
But
in the 16th,
alcohol,
17th.
I've eliminated that. What was the other one?
Tobacco,
Tobacco.
The
coffee,
sport.
and tea.
Oh yeah.
Tea.
Well, I don't do a lot. Well, I do a lot of tea.
But
I don't
soda would be on there then.
Caffeine, yeah.
I don't think tea is a problem. Tea has a lot of health benefits.
Oh, I've been in some dark
I don't think it's
spirals with tea.
Sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some real sweet tea.
I don't think it's the
problems.
caffeine.
I thought it was the caffeine was the problem.
I don't think it's that
I thought it
simple.
was a stimulant of coffee.
That's what I thought too.
What is it? The bean they don't like?
It's you say hot drinks, but then they made a ruling that iced coffee is also bad. You shouldn't drink that as well.
I think warm liquids, they say, is better for your digestion than cold liquids.
I don't think these are health related. You know what I mean?
Well, they're words of wisdom for your health. 8 to 11 years
But
longer.
who wrote
For
them?
the health of your soul or your body?
Well, both, I guess, but for your body.
Who wrote these?
Joseph Smith.
Well, they were revealed to him, I think.
Oh. They were getting into this of the nitty gritty with that?
I think so.
Man, they got into it, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I'm sure we'll find out if we're incorrect or if I'm incorrect.
Yeah, we will.
That's why
Again,
I was quiet.
let me know at Wise Guys.
Golly, it's quiet.
Salt Lake City, Lake 16th Center.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the Utah episode, I think, when Alex Voluto was on.
Do they do dancing? Do you know? Do they dance?
Yeah, it was
he'll
Footloose
be-
in Utah.
He'll be in Utah soon. He's looking to do a little
Is this
dancing.
room getting darker? I feel like
But I know, but I remember because there's like, because there were high schools in Montgomery that were like Baptist schools where they
Mhm.
wouldn't have dances. They would have like dinners. And they wouldn't dance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think, are you okay with coffee in church?
I don't like coffee shops in church. And I also don't really like when people bring their cups into the sanctuary.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, just drink it on the way.
Yeah.
And then when you get to church, like, don't be bringing your beverages into the sanctuary.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. Bringing coffee to the church.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of
big-
these new age churches, you can buy a
They'll
coffee.
They have
right
coffee
out front.
shops in the church.
I've seen
Yeah.
that, but just bring in your own coffee.
Bottle openers on the pews.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of churches have like the coffee stands, like, you know,
Yeah.
set up out in the lobby.
I don't support it.
What about if it was just like a Bible class?
Yeah. If you're just hanging out talking
Yeah, if
about
you're just
the Bible.
hanging out, put a dip
I
in
think
it.
there's a thing about this. Yeah. Yeah. At the sanctuary.
Have a drink. Loosen up.
Ashtray.
Even when churches are doing comedy and stuff, like I've done a couple, and I'm like, I don't want to do it in the sanctuary. I don't want to do it where you're preaching. I'm not into it.
I'm not selling T-shirts at the altar.
Yeah. I know that you do it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying I don't like it.
I did it once. And I did not feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Cowboy Church?
No.
It's big. I had a
done a
buddy.
show there.
Have you done a Cowboy Church?
Mhm.
I had a buddy started going, and I was like, "How is it?" He goes, "It's great, dude. I just put a lip in, and
lip in?
everybody's dipping in there.
Oh,
and,
he said a lip.
Yeah, that was like his whole selling point. But it's more than that. It's not just like a tobacco church.
No, it's just guys who that's kind of their lifestyle is
Cowboys.
farmers and cowboys. And
Sure.
they also believe in God and
Mhm.
and they have a church.
Okay.
They're everywhere. I did
And
one,
they're ripping cigarettes and stuff.
not at the show I did,
Okay.
but this was down in Alabama.
Mhm.
Not surprising, but no, nobody was smoking while
Okay.
we were in the thing. So,
Okay.
but yeah, they were very nice and I had fun down there.
I just did grow up. I mean, my parents didn't go to church with me a lot, but I did grow up fairly traditional. And
Yeah.
I just think there is something about, you go into the sanctuary.
I agree.
We go in, we're singing songs,
Right.
we're praising,
Yeah.
and then we're
It's a break.
we're reading the Bible.
Mhm.
We're in, and it's like we're not just in there engaging in our pleasures.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
You know.
like put the coffee in a thermos.
And leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Have a straw that goes.
See, I feel like a water bottle, that's a judgment call.
Okay.
Maybe
No
if you
water.
got some kids, but I don't even think no water. Let's just go in. It's just an hour.
Mhm.
Some are just 45 minutes. We can handle not drinking something for 45
But some of these
minutes.
churches are 2.5, 3 hours, dude.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
whole day in there.
Yeah. Now, if that's going on.
Yeah, bring a picnic
Bring a-
basket.
yeah,
Got some
Yeah.
sandwiches. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Half
like,
of wheat.
You might, I remember
Sorry,
you
we're
might
still going.
slip a cracker or
done.
something going on, but if you get
Right.
caught, your grandmother's mad at you or
Yeah.
whatever, that sort of thing. And I used to draw a lot of pictures as a kid, and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
but now they're like giving them iPads, and I'm like, you gotta,
No iPad.
I wanted
iPad
to-
in church.
I wanted to go to this other church. Now they did say it was okay, but on the church it said, take the kids to this area, and I emailed them. I go, I want to visit your church, but I don't leave my kids with strangers. Can I just are they welcome in the sanctuary? And they were like, yes, please bring them.
Mhm.
But
Did you go?
no, but
You just wanted to mess with them?
no, I did want to go, but I just messed around and didn't go.
Yeah.
And I didn't go yesterday. And it's like, I always
Yeah,
want to
so why
go.
are you even talking?
Well,
You don't even
because
go.
I want to go, but I'm not home a lot on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, Sunday rolls around and I'm like, I'm out of the routine. I mess up.
Did they ML you back?
Yeah.
It's a good way to end.
There you go. How about that?
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Circle.
guys, where you off to this weekend, Brian?
Did you have any top coffee shops? Any lists that you wanted to do?
Well, I've already done my top 5 coffee shops in Nashville.
Top 5 worst?
No, there's no worst. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I like to lift people up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. James Joyce for
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want that guy to know if he does listen. I'm not mad at you, but you ruined a guy's perfect game.
Yeah, he knows, man. He knows. He's upset.
What if
about
he
it.
didn't? It's like, it was a perfect game? I just thought they were going to win. Oh,
Potentially ruining his life to some degree.
Nah, he's doing all right.
ruining the pitcher's life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to some degree.
All right. Let's see. This weekend, I am in Detroit. I'm going to hang out at the Burger King with Eminem.
There you go.
I'm at the Detroit House of Comedy. 1 show Friday, 2 Saturday.
Are the Tigers in town?
They are not.
Brutal.
I know.
Stadium's right there. It's like a block from the club.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome, but they're not. They're away. April 26th, I'm in the Ben Theater, West Bend, Wisconsin. Non-refundable tickets, folks. If you buy tickets,
Comedy's subjective.
It sure
comedy is
okay?
subjective.
Some people like what he does. Some people don't.
Most don't, but come to my show. I guess that's all I want to promote right now.
Okay.
My big promotion is my special comes out here on Nateland,
All right.
April 11th, Half of We. Please check it out.
It's very funny. I've seen it.
Thank you. Yeah, please watch it for the love of God.
How'd you see it?
I have a little insight.
He was he was referencing. I didn't send it to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Special.
But April 16th, I'll be at the Mic Drop in San Diego, and then April 27th, I'll be here at the Lab in Zanies. So please
Oh,
come
awesome.
to that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, right
We're
there
one
on the
room
other
away.
side. Yeah, please. It sounds like there's people in there. Please come to that one. Yeah, that's it.
May 6th, this is Aaron Weber. May 16th, Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
May 6th. God. All right. Take a month off, why don't you?
I lost all my steam right there, Brian.
I mean, you give me a hard time about
You
my
poked
schedule.
my balloon
All
right
right.
there. I
Guys,
got
if you remember this,
this
in a couple
weekend,
months,
I'm opening for Kathleen Madigan in Orlando, Florida, and Tampa,
Hey,
Florida.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So these are the kind of stuff I don't plug on here because I'm trying to, for my own
Why help Kathleen?
Right. Right.
because she's doing great on her own. I don't think she needs.
The promotion of her does not equal like the promotion that you could do for you.
That was really good. May 16th, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, at the Live Casino right outside Pittsburgh. And then
The Live
May 31st, South Bend, Indiana, at the Stockroom East.
Oh, real homecoming.
Homecoming for me, man. I'm excited. May 31st, South Bend, Indiana. I haven't been there since
The drop.
We did the drop together. So come on out, South Bend and Pittsburgh.
it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'm doing one show in San Luis Obispo. They call
Oh.
it SLO.
Wow.
That's what
Love
they call it,
SLO.
SLO. And California.
Mm.
I'll be there on April 12th. That's what I'll be. Next weekend, I'm going to give a couple here. Next weekend, Bricktown Comedy Club in Tulsa. I'll be there.
Tulsa.
Mhm.
18th and the 19th. And then the 1st of May, May 2nd and 3rd, I'm in Denver, Colorado, and Colorado Springs. And then this Thursday, tomorrow, I'll be doing a show for the Nashville Comedy Festival, a show with Goblicon Live Podcast. Probably doing some evil stuff that I'm not on board
Oh,
with.
the Goblin guy?
The Goblin, yeah.
Oh,
The Goblin guy.
He's fine. He's just
GoblinCon live podcast. I'm excited about it, actually. It seems like it'd be fun. It'd be me and Chelsea Lynn, Trailer Trash Tammy, doing GoblinCon pod.
That's awesome.
At Zany's tomorrow night, April.
April. Just April.
Yeah, April 11th, I think it'll be at that
No,
point.
10th. April 11th is when Half of We comes out.
Yeah, okay, April 10th. Yeah. You got something to do already on the 11th.
Yeah, there you go.
Come see me on the 10th.
Go watch Half of We. It's my favorite special on Nateland this year.
Wow.
Well, Stephen Rogers is very funny.
He is
If you
very
guys couldn't tell from the podcast, very funny and great joke writer.
He is.
You worked with me years ago at Juniors in Pennsylvania.
That was my favorite weekend of Juniors.
It was very fun.
So
It was a hot weekend.
Did you
You
ever
had
write at
great
Starbucks
sets.
together?
We didn't write together. We did eat at some diner that was like a garage.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was very cold.
Yes.
Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But very fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Junior's last laugh.
It's one of my, I'd not been headlining a lot at that point, and you were crushing, and I was like, wow, this is going to be hard for me.
Oh, I felt the same watching you. I'm like, this is a headline. This is a headliner. Like, I want to get to where
Thank
this
you.
is.
That's
I
very
appreciate
sweet.
that.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
But it was great. So,
Look at here. We're on equal footing now. All right. Look at that. Look at that.
all right.
I didn't think it'd be funny again. I didn't think
Thank
it'd
you
be-
very much.
Yep.
We're having a good time.
Full swing.
Yeah.
Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.